hello. There's a lot of messages. Hello everybody, welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. We're doing good. Sorry for the slight late start, it's 3 minutes. A few minutes late start because I had a stomach ache right before this. I had it all set up a few minutes out, and then a few minutes before I'm gonna start, I'm like, oh shit, my stomach hurts. Anyway, I also got a big glass of water, so today we're gonna be trying to because we're gonna be starting the 14 o'clock. I'm gonna say 2 p.m. but it's the same thing, 2 p.m. 1400 time block, and we're gonna try to do a lot more because usually we only do half, right? I want to try harder. I want to try harder. The mystery is getting too good. And then Epoch, thank you for the happy streaming, Mikhail Sains. And Epoch said, gonna lurk for now, gonna take a nap. Have a nice nap, thank you. Is it because you ate omelette du fromage? No. If I ate omelette du fromage, I don't think I'd even make it to the stream. I'd be like, oh god, guys, I'm too sick. Okay, so for a quick recap, man, that's such an ominous save. Maria! I love that she takes off the cat suit. So for our quick recap, in the last time block, Tama was revealed to be Maria after she took off the cat suit, and the Burning Hammer sales demo did not go well. She finally got her necklace that she wanted to get, and Achi was running away from the man with the cane and stuff. And near the end, we ran into him again, but we were able to run away, and we ended off running into a dude with a knife who gets taken out by a mysterious lady who Hitomi recognized as Keinan. We don't know anything about her yet, other than the fact that when Kano entered the... Wow, I love how it's chaining into each other. When Kano went to the foreign syndicate's hideout, they were all dead. They were already all dead, and then the last words that the dude said was something like Keinan. So we assumed that she did it or she betrayed them in some way. Minorikawa's laptop is busted. When that's the quick thing. Minorikawa's laptop's busted. Okay. Osawa confirmed that clinical trials of the antiviral were held without him, and also his trustworthy, I forgot if he's Tanaka or Tanabe. Oh my god. Whatever his name was, his trustworthy assistant director had a listening device on him, and he was running away, so we were running after him. Okay, that should be the gist of everything. And because that whole listening device thing got me, we're going in with Gajiwara and Osawa. Let's fucking go. You love to see it. I don't want others intruding into my domain. Accordingly, I do not intrude on others. That's how I've lived my life. That's how I've forged my sense of calm. But something has begun to drive me mad. The boundaries between myself and others have started to collapse. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'll become something other than myself. And that is one thing I fear I could never bear. Oh no, you don't! Oh, they caught him. They caught him right in the house. Okay, Tanaka is his name. His name doesn't get brought up a lot, so it's kind of hard to remember. Kajiwara tackled Tanaka as he strode towards the door. The two men collapsed in a heap in front of the entryway. Hey, Tanaka barked. What are you doing? Hold still. Kajiwara ran his bug tracker over Tanaka's body. Necktie? It began beeping loudly. Aha! Kajiwara pulled off Tanaka's necktie clip. The clip! It's a listening device. Tanaka's face went pale. Oh shit. Yeah, it's a cool track. Where did you get this? Kajiwara demanded. Well... Tanaka trailed off into silence. I gave it to him. This wife, man! It was I who appeared on the second floor landing. You were listening in? Osawa asked brokenly. Ma'am, Kajiwara said, would you mind explaining this? For once, he seemed deadly serious. It's not about the bananas anymore. Huh, I was barely able to hear a thing. That's what I get for going with something so cheap. I held out a dangling earpiece. When and where did you get that? Earlier today. when I left to do some shopping. Oh, that must be why Minorikawa picked it up before. Okay. And why did you plant a listening device on Mr. Tanaka? Kajiwara asked. That's what I want to know, Tanaka chimed in. Why would you do this, Mrs. Osawa? He was trembling. You were outside emailing someone earlier, weren't you, Mr. Tanaka? I saw you from the window. Emailing? Kajiwara looked into Tanaka's face. I nodded, and he came back into the house shortly afterward, and I asked him where he'd gone. And what do you think he said, She was practically gloating. Playing to her little audience, she began stalking down the stairs. He said he'd gone to go check on something at the lab, despite the fact that he was out in the yard there fiddling with his phone the whole time. So I figured if I bugged him, he might show his true colors and... Enough! Oh no, Osawa. Oh my god, this is like Osawa standing up for the boys. Him and his buddies versus his wife that doesn't even really like him. Enough! Osawa cut his wife off. Tanaka had been emailing Hitomi, of course, but he couldn't reveal that now. I think I get what happened here, Kajiwara interposed. He folded his arms. Your wife thought that Mr. Tanaka was in contact with the kidnappers, and so she planted a listening device on him. The detective peered at Tanaka. Who are you emailing, sir? Yes, that's right, I chirped. So show us your phone, Mr. Tanaka. Let's see what you were really up to. Or is there a reason that you don't want to show us? Osawa started to panic. If the police checked that cell phone, they'd find the emails from Hitomi. And if the kidnappers somehow found out about that, Maria's life would be in danger. It's okay, bros. Maria is fine walking around the streets. She's all good. But I was still relentlessly advancing on Tanaka. Stop this! Darling? Oh my god, I got thrown off track that she called him darling. They seem so, distant from each other. She turned to him in surprise. Tanaka was sending emails on my behalf, Osawa said. I asked him to do it. And just who was he emailing? It was... He needed to think of a lie. Fast. It was me?! What the fuck do you... What is Pretty Honey? Oh my god, if that's like a hostess or something. He was emailing hostesses on my behalf. Whoa. No, I don't think that's a good idea. I feel like something from work would be best. I mean, why would I ask it? Can you imagine is you're gonna make up a lie on the spot. Yeah, he was sending emails on your behalf? To who? Why would you say to me? He was emailing me instead of talking to me. Oh my god, bruh. Okay, let's try someone from work. It was someone from work. But sir, Kajiwara was quick to butt in. Don't you have a computer in your study? Couldn't you have said fuck? The detective had to choose now of all times to be actually perceptive. I do, but my computer was having problems sending email. I wasn't sure what the issue was. Look, the point here is there's no need to worry about Tanaka's emails. There just isn't. I'm telling you. It was... Honestly, the fact that you doubled down and you made an entire paragraph of saying why there's nothing wrong, I feel like it's just a dead giveaway. Something's wrong. It was a lame excuse, but he had to just keep pressing it. Anyway, I think we can say we're done here, Osawa said. He opened the front door. Now, if you don't mind, I've asked Tanaka to run some errands for me. Tanaka gave him a quick bow and headed out the door. Hey, wait! I started to go after him. Just calm down, Osawa barred the way. There's no way he's connected to the kidnappers. Can't you see that? His voice cracked and he shuddered at a sudden rush of emotion. There, sir, Kajiwara said consolingly. She's just deeply worried about your daughter. I turned around and marched back upstairs. I don't know if she's actually worried, though. But still, if she's that worried, giving a tie clip as a gift seems a bit... I know, right? Tie clip, the thing that holds neckties in place. Also called tie bars. Okay. Kajiwara's muttering trailed off. What do you mean? Osawa asked. Yeah, I'm thinking the ones that you see in webtoons where they're you give those cuff links or something. Nothing. It's not important. The detective waved a hand dismissively, but there had been a definite note of suspicion in his voice. Ain't no way. Oh, have a nice lurk, Hunter Oni. Ain't no way. Tanaka getting gifts from Ai and then in contact with Hitomi, and then what is this? Are we sussing him of having like a harem of Osawa's entire family? Well, back to work. Kajiwara headed back into the living room. He really went like, yeah, I'm gonna have a harem of this man's entire family. His daughters and his wife, huh? Osawa returned to his study and stand in front of his computer. He had no desire to be in the presence of the detectives who now crowded his living room. The Ayakamiki fan forum for people over 40 and over, was still open on his monitor. He reloaded the page and saw that his earlier thread had gotten a reply. It was from Pretty Honey, a regular contributor to Osawa's threads. Okay, so this is Pretty Honey. Okay, username of someone who regularly posts on the Ayakamiki forum, knows a lot about agriculture and police. Incidentally, Shinya Kano's girlfriend Rumi also posts to the 87 Precinct Telecommunications. Oh, so Pretty Honey. Oh, no, she's not Pretty Honey. She's had arguments with Pretty Honey. The latter criticizing the police for not doing their job. Rumi insists that the police work's very difficult, deserves more credit. This is a jump for 10, but we haven't like unlocked that yet. Okay. Osawa being NCR'd, poor guy. I'm opposed to the idea of Ayakamiki expanding into America. She should be able to enjoy the success she's earned in Japan without having to struggle overseas. Aya has done so much for us. I'd like to keep supporting her to keep supporting Japan forever. The message was festooned with all sorts of emoticons that a young girl might use. Pretty Honey claimed to be a 19-year-old female college student. Although the community was meant for Ayakamiki fans 40 and over, the settings allowed for anyone to post there. The only young woman among the members, however, was Pretty Honey. The thread continued. By the way, have you tried the Ayakamiki, Aya fortune teller yet? There's a link below. Fortune telling, huh? No jump? Okay. What's that? How do I play? Oh. What the heck is that? It's our gacha animation. Mega unlucky. It's like doing a 10 pull and not getting it's like doing a 10 pull and not even getting a 4-star, even though it's guaranteed. Does it change, or is it really just that? I think it really is just mega unlucky. Maybe this is Osawa's fortune. Maybe that's why it keeps playing that same one. Osawa stared. Should he ask it whether Maria was safe? If it gave him a good answer, he would believe it. But if it were a bad answer, he wouldn't. Might be worth a shot, just for the peace of mind it would bring. Ayakamiki. Aya fortune teller page. He asked you to enter your birth date, sex, and then Ayakamiki, quote-unquote, would offer her advice. Osawa followed the instructions, entering his birth, selecting male, and then clicking next. A few seconds later, his fortune was displayed. Don't tell me it's the mega unlucky. You're a very work-minded person. Wow. Wait, it's actually super... It's super on point. He is. He'd hoped for some insight on Maria, but instead it made a write-up about his personality. You'll never be able to get by without the devoted support of those around you, but you probably don't realize that, do you? It's a big mistake to think that you can get through all of life's challenges on your own. There's nothing cool about being ignorant. If you don't get over your indifference to the world might start to harbor quite a grudge. Find a way to connect more deeply with the people around you and start living a better life before it's too late. Just do that, and you're sure to have a wonderful future ahead. People who got your result. Shinosuke Oarai. It's the playwright for the Wandering Angels troupe. Yeah. Osawa couldn't help but feel that the advice was painfully appropriate. It actually is. That's so crazy! Usually these kinds of things don't get super on point. Because, like, you know, all it asked for was his birthday and his sex, bro. That's insanely accurate for that, huh? He went back to the forum and replied to Pretty Honey. Nice to hear from you again, pretty honey. I definitely know how you feel about Aya Kamiki being ours. Still, I'm confident she's got what it takes to persevere and succeed in America. If she does fail, well, all of us in Japan will be here to welcome her back in all the same. Yes, this voyage to America I've concocted just has me a little worked up. Osawa clicked post and leaned back in his chair. Oh my god, he put an emoji. Mr. Osawa! Mr. Osawa! It was Kajiwara shouting from outside the door. First the toilet, then lunch. What is it now? There's been a development in the case. Please join us in the living room. We have important matters to discuss. Kajiwara had his detective face on. Alright, it's serious. What happened? Did they see Maria? Who's just walking around? When Osawa entered the living room, I was already there, looking stern and solemn. Now you're both here? Kajiwara said. Allow me to share what we know. We've identified a location that appears to be the syndicate's hideout. Oh no, it's the fact that they were all dead. Okay. You have? What about Maria? Is she there? Osawa exclaimed. We still haven't been able to ascertain whether your daughter is safe. What are these important matters he needed to discuss? Osawa felt a wave of anxiety rush through him. The hideout in question is in a condominium in Hiro, and it's owned by... By whom? Mr. Osawa, please calm down. Tell me! Go on! Out with it! Kajiwara took a deep breath. The residence is owned by Mamoru Tanaka. Oh shit! It actually is Tanaka! What the fuck? Ain't no fucking way. Osawa was speechless. He couldn't process what he was hearing. Tanaka? Lies! I shrieked. Just what are you implying? That Mr. Tanaka is the kidnapper? Where's your proof? With all due respect, ma'am, weren't you suspicious of Mr. Tanaka yourself? I suppose, but... You did go so far as to stick a listening device on him. Flustered, I withdrew into a vacant silence. Sudden ringing of the phone startled everyone in the room. Was that Tanaka? No, it couldn't be. There was no way. The phone was wiretapped. The detective wearing the headset nodded to Kajiwara, who in turn motioned for Osawa to pick up. Hello, he said cautiously. Ah, hello. Is this what wiretapping looks like? Damn. Is this the home of Maria Osawa? The voice was not Tanaka's. Osawa didn't recognize it, but the veil of despair that hung before him thinned slightly. Is this the home of Hitomi Osawa? This time, the man on the phone used Hitomi's name instead. Yes, that's right. The caller immediately... What? Osawa stood there, dumbstruck. Kajiwara gently took the receiver and hung up the phone. One of the detectives addressed Kajiwara. We've traced the source of the call to a cell phone. We've also pinpointed the base station used. Inform Director Kuze so he can prepare a team just in case. Just in case? Osawa asked. What do you mean by that? Kajiwara frowned slightly. Just because this is a kidnapping case doesn't mean every phone call comes from the kidnapper. We'll look into it, of course, but... I see. Besides, right now, confirming Mr. Tanaka's whereabouts takes priority. Don't you agree? Osawa nodded. Someone should call him, the detective added. I'll do it. I got out her cell phone and dialed up Tanaka. Where was Mr. Tanaka headed? Kajiwara asked. He eyed Osawa clean. Fuck! He was heading towards Hitomi, right? Because he got the text and Hitomi told him exactly where they were. Oh my god. I say I don't actually know. I'm not covering for him. I'm not covering for him when he could be like the kidnapper. I don't actually know. Even leaving out the part about Hitomi, that was still the truth. If Tanaka was behind the kidnapping, Osawa knew he ought to tell the police about the blue minivan and the emails from his daughter. But a part of him still trusted Tanaka deep down. Couldn't bring himself to reveal it all. We have investigators en route to Tanaka's condominium, Kajiwara said. Let's wait for them to report in. Oh wait, it repeated. Okay, there we go. On the far side of the room, Ai was squawking in frustration. Despite several attempts, she hadn't been able to get through to Tanaka. Kajiwara's phone rang and he pulled it from his pocket. Kano, what's going on? Why Kano keep calling Kajiwara? He headed into one corner as he spoke into the receiver. I suppose that'll be alright. What for, though? After a few more quiet words, Kajiwara held his phone out to Osawa. Oh, they're talking? Oh my god, guys! When protagonists collide. One of the investigators on the scene would like to speak with you. Frowning in confusion, Osawa took hold of the phone. Osawa speaking. Can I help you? This is Detective Kano from the Shibuya precinct. Time is critical, so I just need to cut to the chase here. There was a pause as the speaker took a deep breath before continuing. Timelines are merging. Yeah! Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter, Hitomi? What? What? Osawa was so startled that his voice caught in his throat. What are you talking about? The antiviral research was top secret. So how did some detective from Shibuya precinct know about it? This Kano, right? Kano 1420. Why do we have so many jumps to Kano? We had a jump to Kano at 410 and now we have one at 1420. Osawa was bewildered. I'm the one asking the questions here, Mr. Osawa. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter, Hitomi? I'm not sure I understand. He's playing Zam! I know what this syndicate is really after, Mr. Osawa. Osawa's mind went blank when he heard what Kano said next. He could give no reply. Mr. Osawa? The detective continued after a moment. Is everything alright? Without really thinking, Osawa hung up. Oh shit. They were after the virus? Did he mean the UA virus kept at the lab? Wait, hold on. The detective had to be wrong about that. The kidnappers must have the UA virus already. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to do what I did to Hitomi. So he did! He did give her the antiviral. Do not look away, these are your crimes. Alright then. At last, Osawa understood what those emails from A were all about. They were a preview of the tragedy that was yet to unfold. The kidnappers probably meant to start the main event soon. It might already be too late to stop them. Mr. Osawa, Kajiwara asked, are you alright? The detective gazed with concern into Osawa's ashen face. Bracing himself, Osawa spoke up, his voice hoarse and dry. A killer virus is about to be unleashed in Tokyo, and I know who's responsible. It's me. Huh? The sudden confession caused the detectives on site to stare like a hornet's nest. Please arrest me. Feeling the weight of his crimes crushing down on him, Osawa dropped his gaze to the floor. He held out both of his wrists. I'll tell you everything at the station, he said. Anything you need to know. Huh? Huh? Wait, it actually happened? Uniqlo in the back, guys. Osawa imagined bodies dropping left and right. There were limits to what might be cured by a small stockpile of antiviral in his lab currently contained. If they were unable to quarantine the infected in time, then Shibuya, no, all of Japan might be engulfed in a pandemic that the drug could never stop. Oh my god, it's a pandemic. If only they could reach Uniqlo, maybe they could survive. They were all on the way. He could only hope that his complying with the authorities might help stop the spread of the infection before it was too late. What's a video? Is this how they would do it? Like in Resident Evil where they drop like a gas thing? Bad ending? Okay, yeah, I think he wasn't supposed to. Guilty conscience. Because of what Kano said to him. Okay. Kano ought to properly inform Osawa what the... Yeah, Kano went like, I know what they're after. And then bro just skipped straight ahead to, by the way, did you give Hitomi the antiviral? Okay then, alright, I see how it is. In that case, let's go to Kano. They're linked anyway. We've had 2 jumps possible. So we might as well. Are they on 1420? Man, that's still so ominous. Yeah, we are. Okay. Kano. You better not. Man, it's ominous! Kanan? Kano muttered. What's Kanan? The stench of blood hung heavy in the basement bar. Stanley was silent, staring at the criminal's corpse. Hey, do you know anything about this? Kano asked. Still, Stanley gave no response. The silent treatment again, huh? Kano huffed. The American glanced at him gravely. In all likelihood, the one who did this was acting alone. Alone? Against this many other people? Who on earth? There's no need for you to know. Cut the crap, Kano snapped. He grabbed Stanley by the collar. If there's someone involved in this case who's capable of something like this, I need to know about it. How am I supposed to do my job if you keep me in the dark? Stanley remained stone-faced. Look, I'm not afraid of the risks, Kano said. And I'll be a lot more effective if you just fill me in on the basics here. The more you know, the sooner you'll wind up dead. Kano tightened his grip. But it's okay if I wind up dead if I'm still in the dark, huh? Fine, Stanley said. I'll answer your first question. He brushed Kano's arm aside. Kanan is the name of a covert operative from the Middle East. Covert operative. Oh, so she was like their spy. Yeah, okay. I believe she's the one who killed people here. The Middle East? A covert operative? Kano hadn't expected spycraft to be involved with this. Yes, she's an assassin and a cryptanalysis specialist. I don't know what cryptanalysis means. Do you recall the mass jailbreak from Abu Ghraib prison a while back? It's a prison in Iraq. Okay. Kanan was the one who provided the intel the escapees used to get out. Kano was at a loss for words. The case was suddenly seeming a whole lot more sinister. Whoever this Kanan was, she'd apparently killed nearly a dozen people with only a knife, which was clearly not someone to trifle with. Just what kind of individual were they dealing with here? He could scarcely imagine. Once again, Kano surveyed the crime scene. Each of the murdered criminals had his throat slit. From the look of the deep, clean cuts, the killer hadn't hesitated in the slightest. Okay, so then what connection does this Kanan have with the mastermind behind this kidnapping? If Kanan had killed all the foreign syndicate members in this bar, did that mean she and the person behind the kidnapping were enemies? Or perhaps she and the kidnapper were working in concert and she'd carried out these slayings as part of some plan to get rid of some loose ends? I believe I said I'd answer one question. Turning away, Stanley picked up a file from atop a nearby table. Apparently, he wasn't in a sharing mood. Realizing that further questions would be pointless, Kano peered sidelong at the file as Stanley opened it. There was a detailed map of Shibuya. There were various routes marked with arrows and times. That's the plan for the ransom relay. Kano was so excited he blurted his thoughts out loud. It appeared the ultimate goal for the ransom was a condominium. The address and time 1420 were in red ink. Kano put in an immediate call to the investigation task force to relay this information. The final destination is Ground Hill, number 405, in Hiro, 534 Shibuya. Alright, Kuze told him. We'll look into who owns the condo in question. You and Stanley head over there now. I'm sending backup to go in with you. You have authorization to apprehend the suspect. Finally hearing the order that he'd so long been waiting for, Kano felt a spark of determination flare inside of him. Alright, let's go, he said, some of the excitement slipping into his voice. Stanley, still solemn, closed the file and followed him out of the bar. Oh, that's why in that bad ending, where we arrest the leader, he's so happy when you say something like, oh, it's 1420 or something, and he's like, okay, I've been here long enough. So that was their ultimate goal. Their ultimate goal was to get it to the apartment. Okay. Stanley drove along Inokashiradori towards Hiro, where the finish line of the ransom relay was located. His demeanor was cold and brooding, in sharp contrast with Kano's gung-ho readiness. He seemed lost and in some deep and cheerless thought. Kuze's voice came in over the wireless as the car came out onto Meiji-dori. You've identified the owner of the condominium. It's... Kano held his breath in anticipation. The name Kuze spoke caught him by surprise entirely. Kuze! On Seriously? Kuze! Come on. Flashbacks to Yakuza. That's what I've been thinking this whole time. Every time we talk to Kuze, I think of Kiryu yelling Kuze. Alright, let's do the jump from here. Let me get some water while we're doing that. Pretty honey. Okay, it worked. Oh, there. It's Mamoru Tanaka. He's a colleague of Kenji Osawa. What? Kano squawked. This was an unexpected twist. Kajiwara confirms that Tanaka left Osawa residence just after 1400 hours. No word on his movements since then. It's possible he headed to his private condo where the Itachi case is slated to end up. Any officer who runs across Tanaka is to apprehend him on sight. Kuze cut the connection. This mastermind you've been chasing, Kano asked. Is it Tanaka? Stanley didn't reply. Fine, never mind. I just wish I could know if Tateno is safe. Still worried about that traitor, huh? So Stanley could ignore all of his questions but still remember to make snide remarks. Talking about Tateno is the only thing that gets a reaction out of you, isn't it? Kano snorted. What makes you so certain he can't be a traitor? Tateno just isn't like that. That's not an answer, Stanley scoffed. Kano, you hate to admit it, but he's right. You don't have evidence. Alright, I've watched a man work for years. I know him. He has no reason to betray the Force. You watched him work, huh? What about his private life then? You know all about that too? He hasn't had money trouble or anything like that? Kano felt his blood starting to boil. I don't care what you think, he said. I trust Detective Tateno. Trust him? On what basis? I don't need any basis to have faith in someone, Kano snapped. Without any basis in fact, it's just plain sentimentality, Stanley said. There's no reason or logic to it. A thin smile came onto his face. Be they friends or family, you can never really know other people. The only person you can trust is yourself. Kano had no response for such an emotionless statement. He looked away. He and Stanley were just plain incompatible. It seemed like no amount of talking would let them get through to one another. Never take anything at face value, Kano. You start trusting too much and you're basically as good as dead. Kano just stared out the window. I mean, you're in this line of work, he's pretty right, though. Shibuya Precinct came into view. Tanaka's condo wasn't much further now. Alright, let's go. They were outside of Tanaka's condo now. Over there, Stanley said, keeping his voice down. Across the street was one of the foreign syndicate members, walking briskly, the Itachi case clutched at his side. I'm making the arrest. Kano, wait! Stanley exclaimed. Kano heard him loud and clear, but he had no intention of stopping. He approached the criminal at full speed, then leapt to a tackle around the waist. The two men fell into the pavement in a tangled heap. The collision sent the Itachi case flying. Kano's eyes tracked the case for a moment too long. He was caught off guard when the man threw a punch at him. The blow caught him right in the jaw, snapping his head back. For a moment, Kano saw stars. As he shook off the impact, the man sprang to his feet and sprinted away in the direction of Stanley's car. Stanley! Kano shouted. Is he important or is the case important? Grab him, I guess? Oh my god, I don't know what's important. Okay, grab him. But Stanley ignored the man and instead went for the Itachi case. Oh, come on, really? Kano had no choice but to pursue the perp himself. He hadn't come this far to just let the crooks get away now. Suddenly, the fleeing man skidded to a stop. Several cars pulled across the road ahead. Detectives were pouring out in front of them. His escape route cut off, the criminal resigned himself to capture. While Kano helped make the arrest, several of the other detectives broke into Tanaka's condo. Okay, good thing backup came right away. Stanley, meanwhile, was carefully inspecting the exterior of the Itachi case. He already opened it. It was stuffed with bundles of banknotes. 50 million yen ransom was back in police hands. This is a decoy, the American muttered under his breath. I wonder where... His words trailed off, but Kano had heard them. What did you expect? The detective demanded. Samples of a new drug in there? As usual, Stanley gave no reply. The look on his face, however, told Kano he'd been right on the mark. Some of the backup team emerged from Tanaka's condo. Kano turned to them, feeling a sudden surge of anxiety for Maria. What's the situation in there? He asked. They told him that they found no one in Tanaka's rooms, so the hostage status remained unknown, and the main culprit had evaded capture. The case hadn't been solved. In fact, it was still unfolding in the worst way conceivable. Still, Stanley remained focused on the Itachi case, pondering it with a thoughtful expression. Look, Kano told him, I'm going to request that I be returned to my normal duties. Maria still needs to be rescued, and I need to find out what happened to Hitomi and Detective Tateno. For once, Stanley actually responded. Hitomi? Yes, that's it! It makes perfect sense that they'd have her carry it. Huh? What do you mean? This whole Itachi case relay was a fake-out. Whoa, slow down, Kano said, wishing he could calm himself with his words. Explain what you're talking about. Somehow, the kidnappers made contact with Kenji Osawa, and they got him to have Hitomi carry the drug, separate from the ransom. Wait, you're saying they had Hitomi bring them the drug? Stanley nodded. The case handoffs were a sort of camouflage, a way to keep the police distracted from their real goal. I mean, yeah, why else would they take, like, a really long time just to bring this over to the apartment? The relay was indeed a decoy, an attempt to buy time. If this syndicate were really after something else entirely, that would explain why so much of their actions had appeared to make no sense. So, Kano asked, what sort of drug is this? Why would they go to such lengths to get their hands on it? It's an antiviral, Stanley replied after some hesitation. A way to cure people infected with a very particular virus. What virus are we talking about? It's called UA. Kano had never heard of it. Still, he could imagine the possibilities. Suppose this UA was something like the Ebola virus. High fever, massive bleeding throughout the body. Oh no. At present, there is no vaccine to prevent infection or any drug to cure the disease after it manifests. Okay. Or perhaps HIV. I actually know that one. They brought that up in school. All too familiar influenza. The flu, right? There were medicines that could treat all of those diseases, but nothing that could cure them completely. Any drug that could do that would be worth vast sums of money. Kano, do you have any means of getting in touch with Mr. Osawa? She really missed out on playing this game during lockdown? Yeah, honestly. Yes, I know one of the detectives stationed at his home. Check in with him ASAP. Find out whether or not he gave the antiviral to Hitomi. Kano suppressed a scowl. It looked like he wasn't done assisting Stanley yet. He got his cell phone out and dialed up Kajiwara. Okay, here, I'm not supposed to jump to did you give her the antiviral? I'm supposed to go like, they're after something else. Okay. Kajiwara picked up promptly. Kano, what's going on? Could I speak with Mr. Osawa? I suppose that would be alright. What for though? There's something I need him to confirm for me. It's an emergency. Alright, just make sure not to tell him anything about the investigation. Sure thing. After a while, a man's hoarse voice came over the line. Osawa speaking, can I help you? This is Detective Kano from the Shibuya precinct. Time is critical, so I'll just cut to the chase here. Kano took a deep breath. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter Hitomi? Osawa let out a gasp. Fuck! Wait, I have to do the jump. These two, man! These two have to keep going back and forth with each other. I have to jump to Kano now, so we get out of that keep out, so we get out of the bad ending. Here's the jump. Where is the jump? There it is. Alright, let's go! Aha! Keep out gone. Alright, did you give the antiviral to your daughter Hitomi? Osawa let out a gasp. What? What are you talking about? I'm the one asking the questions here, Mr. Osawa. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter Hitomi? I'm not sure I understand the question. Osawa's voice trembled as he spoke. Kano was sure he'd hit the nail right on the head. I know what the syndicate's really after, Mr. Osawa. Shit. I'd say it's Hitomi? Question mark? It's Hitomi? Osawa remained silent. Mr. Osawa, is everything alright? Is this a bad... No. No, what if I jump? What if I jump? Is Hitomi the wrong answer? Oh, it's not. It's not. I don't see bad end labeled. Okay, some detective. It's Hitomi. And then, is it still gonna bad ending though? Is everything alright? He hung up. He staggered out of the living room. He needed to be alone. To his surprise, Kajiwara didn't try to stop him. Okay, Hitomi was the right answer. He didn't bad ending. Okay. Whew. Alright, I was worried. I was worried it was gonna bad ending. Okay. Shutting his study door behind him, he dropped onto his sofa and grabbed 3 times his normal dosage of stomach pills. There was no water in the room, so he had to swallow them dry. Yee! I've never had to do that. I always have water. Kano's words echoed in his mind. I know what the syndicate's really after, it was Mr. Osawa. It's Hitomi. There was only one reason they could be after Hitomi. He broke out into a cold sweat as he began to understand what this kidnapping was really about. It had all started 6 days earlier. What? Okay. It was April 22. Osawa had just returned from the United States the day before. He was in the midst of some routine work at the General Research Lab when his cell phone rang. The LCD display listed an unlisted caller. With some hesitation, Osawa picked up. Hello? Is this Kenji Osawa? The caller was using a voice modulator. Okay, so he's coming in like 0. Is this Kenji Osawa? Osawa raised an eyebrow. Yes? Go and analyze Hitomi's blood. Her blood? If you don't, she's going to die. With that, the caller hung up. There was an intensity behind this that made Osawa make sure it wasn't just some prank call. He had Hitomi come into the lab ASAP. He told Hitomi he wanted a sample of her blood for an experiment. She agreed, suspecting nothing. He placed some of the blood drawn into a glass slide and then added some fluorescein. What is this for? It's used for as a diagnostic reagent. Okay. A type of fluorescent dye. Okay, it shows details, okay, on specimens. Placing the slide under a fluorescence microscope, he took a look. It can't be. Osawa could hardly believe his eyes. Wriggling under the microscope was the Grim Reaper sickle itself. There was no mistaking it. Hitomi was infected with the UA virus. Trembling, Osawa hurried to his computer. He opened the UA virus folder on his monitor, with the images showing the stages of the virus's propagation. He double-clicked to magnify the first image. The Reaper sickles were interlocked with one another. He clicked on the next image. After further propagation, the UA virus looked less like a sickle and more like an insectoid larva. The final image. Interlocked into a single mass, the UA virus vaguely resembled a sinister, many-pillated sunflower. It took a mere 12 hours for the pathogen to develop to this point, and it began its hideous destruction of the human body. Hitomi's infection sample was still in the state shown in the first image. There was still a chance to save her. Osawa slumped back in his chair, huddling on himself. He had no choice. There was only one way to save Hitomi. he would have to administer the nearly completed antiviral. Using the antiviral without official approval was a grievous violation of company policy. Alright then. Still, Osawa still didn't have the time to get the higher-ups to approve a clinical trial. He might be punished severely for it, but this was the only option. His daughter's life was at stake. But there was also another bigger hurdle in his way. The antiviral drug was stored in the deepest recesses of the biochemical research building. A high-intensity X-ray scanner was set up at the entrance to the storage area, which made it impossible for him to take the research materials out. Well, if he couldn't bring the antiviral out of there, he'd just have to bring Hitomi in. A course of action quickly took shape in his mind. First, he'd need to slip out of the general research building. Then, he'd head to the biochemical research facility and show his ID card to the guard at the gate. Oh my god, it's actually in 3D showing his plan. So he gets out, gets his ID and shows it over. After passing through the lobby under the watchful gaze of several security cameras, he'd reach an elevator at the end of the hall, which went directly to the storage section. The elevator required an ID card scan to operate. Okay, he'll scan that too. With all this security, it's not hard to imagine why he got caught. Or like someone knows that he did this. Oh, okay. I like that it's in 3D so we can really visualize it. I would have had a hard time visualizing this if not. It would take about 20 seconds to get down the first basement level and arrive at the entrance to the storage area. Finding an excuse to get Hitomi that far ought to be doable. If the security guard got suspicious, Osawa could say it's for a top-secret hematology experiment and the guard would probably believe him. The problem was what came after. Oh, the thing that requires him and Tanaka, right? Getting into the storage area itself required authentication from both Osawa and Tanaka. This meant he couldn't possibly get to the antiviral without Tanaka's cooperation. That's why Tanaka knows for sure. Desperate with uncertainty, Osawa called up Tanaka. He frantically explained the situation. Understood, Tanaka replied. We need to get her this drug as soon as possible. If the company finds out about this, you'll be held accountable for violation of corporate policy along with me. Are you sure you're okay with that? What are you talking about? Hitomi's life is more important than a company policy. Tanaka spoke without hesitation. Osawa felt an immense surge of gratitude for his assistant. And I have to say, I'm deeply moved by your determination, Tanaka added. Moved? Whatever for. You really are worried about Hitomi. Osawa's gratitude faded. What are you talking about? Of course I am. Oh, my apologies. It's just that putting your career on the line for something so personal is... It's what? It's not like me? No. Well, yes. I'm sorry. Tanaka's voice was colored with embarrassment. Just what sort of person do you think I am? Osawa resisted the urge to ask the question out loud. If he was the one who did the call with the voice modulator, that whole convo is like stirring up those flags that he was the one. He was like, wow, you actually are worried. Like he did the voice modulated call. We're going like expecting that he wouldn't do anything. That's what it sounded like. A short time later, Osawa and Tanaka stood before the door to secure the storage area. The security guard had let them in without the slightest suspicion. Osawa pressed his index finger to the fingerprint scanner first. Accepted. He'd realized he'd been holding his breath as his authorization finally went through. Half a moment later, Tanaka touched his own finger to the scanner plate. Accepted. The lock released with an audible clang and the heavy door opened. Osawa hurried to retrieve the antiviral. As he picked up a small vial, he had a sudden realization. They were finally going to use the drug in a human test. His fatherly wish to cure Hitomi was overlaid by an intense rush of curiosity, the researchers' drive to discover his results. Hurry! I need to hurry. I need to administer this antiviral as soon as possible. Osawa could hardly fend off his excitement. Over the course of the next few hours following the injection, the UA virus would be eradicated from Hitomi's body. There had been some fever and cramping as temporary side effects, but the DDS had done a spectacular job of stomping out the virus. The drug delivery system, okay. In saving his daughter's life, Osawa had proven the value of his research. If he'd been asked which made him happier, he would have been hard-pressed to give an answer. Afterwards, he asked Hitomi where she could have become infected, but she had no idea. He explained the need for secrecy, and strictly forbade her from telling anyone else what had happened. I see. Now a week had passed since Osawa gave the drug to Hitomi. He'd been conducting checks and discovered that the DDS had not broken down, but remained in Hitomi's bloodstream. Extracting the DDS was a simple matter, requiring just a small blood sample from around the nape of the neck. The DDS tends to linger in the nape of the neck because of the lymph nodes located there. The lymph nodes identify viruses that invade the body as foreign substances to be attacked, but they're not always able to overcome particularly powerful pathogens. In such cases, the virus propagates rapidly inside of them. Once the patient has been treated, the antiviral will seek out the virus and accumulate there as well. The DDS itself was simply a delivery system for the antiviral drug. Residual amounts of the antiviral itself stayed behind within the cells. Using the DDS, it was possible to extract the minuscule amounts of cells in a blood sample. It might take considerable time, but a sufficiently detailed analysis could allow for the antiviral drug itself to be reconstructed. Oh! I get it. So if they can get the antiviral from Hitomi's blood, they can make it themselves, and then they can distribute it, they can do whatever testing, and they can like basically compete with Okoshi Pharmaceuticals as well. They can totally cash out on that too. Osawa felt a chill as he contemplated the situation. The kidnappers had known how tough security was at the lab, so they'd come up with the idea of using a human vessel to get what they needed from within. By infecting Hitomi with the UA virus, they'd ensured that she'd receive the antiviral, that she'd have it in her blood. If Tanaka was working with the kidnappers, that explained why he'd been so cooperative about the fingerprint scanner. Damn it! Osawa shouted. He clutched his head in his hands. Tanaka had been his partner and trusted confidant for years. Osawa refused to believe he'd been betrayed like this. Man. Oh my god, who's doorbelling at a time like this? The front door chime sounded. Mr. Osawa, Kajiwara called out. It appears that you have a visitor. Could you handle that? Are Minorikawa, what the fuck are you doing here? Okay. Who could it possibly be now of all times? I suppose I would have to do it. Alright. With a sigh, Osawa dragged himself to his feet. What the fuck is Minorikawa doing here? I thought he had... Cane Man, once he told me dead, must be something to do with this. Yeah, right? If Cane Man is not working with the kidnappers, then that means like Cane Man is maybe trying to interfere with the kidnappers too, right? If he kills her, maybe the antiviral will die. Like it won't be usable anymore. So they won't be able to copy it and stuff. I think that's what it's going towards, but I don't know for sure. But seriously, what the fuck is Minorikawa doing here? He was supposed to be going for an interview with the Wandering Angels theater troupe. He stumbled wearily back into the living room, where investigators were staring at the intercom monitor with concern. The intercom's hidden camera showed a man with an unsettling grin posed intimidatingly in front of the gate. Bro! Oh my god. Okay, finally my tracking. Nope, it died again. Okay then, for some reason it's weird today also. Osawa didn't recognize him. Yes? Who is it? He asked guardedly through the intercom. It's Minorikawa. Might I know where might I know you from, Mr. Minorikawa? Oh, you know, here and there. I mean, there's only one Minorikawa, really. What? What are you doing, bro? Are you playing games with me? I don't have time for that. Please, just open up. There's no way I'm letting you in, Osawa said. But the nonsensical badgering continued. Look, just hold your horses. I'm here for an interview. You got that? An interview? That's right. It's for a piece of 4-star general gossip. The name of the magazine brought up an unpleasant memory. That was the gossip rag that had run the article about his political marriage. Wait, this is for one of those kinds of articles? What do you mean, those kinds of articles? I'm just looking for an interview. The man's tone was both high-handed and belligerent. Like hell you are. I'm not talking to anyone from the gossip. You're not the one I'm here to talk to. I want to interview your twin daughters. My daughters? I understood they won a shared prize for the beauty contest at the Midoriyama Academy. If you wouldn't mind my interviewing them, Bro. Furious, Osawa cut off the intercom. There's no time to be indulging someone else's nonsense. Hey, what gives? The man was shouting so loud that his voice carried past the gate through the front door. I'm begging out here, on my hands and knees! He wasn't actually on his hands and knees. Osawa could clearly see that through the intercom monitor. If your daughters aren't home, can you at least tell me where I can get in touch with them? Mr. Osawa, Kajiwara said, frowning. This isn't a good time to have someone drawing attention to your home. Alright, I'll get rid of him. I'll get rid of him. Osawa hurried out of the house, confronting Minorikawa through the front gate. It's another jump to Minorikawa. The journalist had already had that tenacious look of it that immediately marked him as a member of the media. Give me your business card, Osawa said. I'll have them get in touch with you later. He took Minorikawa's card and then went right back inside. Then he threw it away. Okay. Back in the study, Osawa tossed Minorikawa's business card into the trash. Unable to think of what else to do, he tried the internet fortune teller again. Is it really gonna give him a different result? I mean, like... yeah, it's just getting the same input from you. He got the same, you're a very work-minded person result a second time. If you don't get over your indifference to the world might start to harbor quite a grudge. My indifference to the world around me, huh? The truth was that even his closest companions, even with Tanaka for instance, his relationship had always been strictly a matter of business. He never taken it upon himself to get to know Tanaka as a person. And that was pretty much the case for everyone he knew. He harbored no interest in other people. He had no concern for his fellow man. That had made itself abundantly clear when he had received a microscope as a birthday present way back in first grade. Even now, he still remembered the shock he'd felt when he looked through the lens for the first time. He discovered a new, almost infinite world hidden amidst one of he'd always thought was too small. By comparison, the real world seemed bland and ugly. Wherever he looked, wherever he went, he had to contend with tedium. It hadn't taken him long to become more charmed by the world under his microscope than the one around him. It was like a calm, quiet little seaside. A beach where he could just sit and stare out at the waves. He wanted to stay immersed in that world forever and ever. Before he knew it, he was an adult, and then a husband, and then a father. The people around him thought him an odd fellow, but he hadn't let that change the way he lived his life. And now, this was the result. He hadn't been betrayed by Tanaka. He didn't know Tanaka well enough for that. Oh... Find a way to connect more deeply with the people around you and start living a better life before it's too late. Just do that and you're sure to have a wonderful future ahead. Osawa picked up his cell phone and dialed Tanaka's number. I tried calling him repeatedly and that hadn't gone through. It was doubtful that he'd pick up. Still, Osawa had to try. The phone rang several times. He listened grimly to the empty mechanical sound, preparing himself for disappointment. What is it? Tanaka's voice sounded coldly in Osawa's ear. The tension was electric. I can't believe it picked up! What the fuck? Osawa should have maxed out his social links? Yeah, for real, he didn't level grind his personality and social links. He went all in on intelligence. But like, it was only like book smarts. It was only book smarts. He didn't get like the emotional intelligence and stuff. Why did he pick up? Holy shit. Keep out. Oh, of course. Okay, then. Of course, keep out. I wonder why. How far did we get, though? I feel like that was pretty far. It's like 12:40, maybe, at least? 12:35. Close, close, close. Okay, in that case, I want to continue Kano, because we were in the middle of the convo. We were already in the middle of the conversation when I jumped. Hello! I know what they're after. It's Hitomi. There we go. Then he'll hang up, and then now it's a new POV. The line went dead. I guess that answers that well enough, Kano said as he put away his phone. Now it was clear why the criminals were after Hitomi. He saw an uneasy look on Stanley's face. Something on your mind? Kano asked. Stanley responded with a question of his own. If Hitomi was carrying the antiviral, how were the criminals planning on getting it from her? Kano thought for a moment. Well, taking her by force at the scramble posed too high a risk, he said. There were nearly 100 detectives there, and they would have guessed where they must have guessed there would be. That's why they devised the Itachi case relay. They wanted to abduct Hitomi somewhere away from the Dragnet's notice. This was the plan that all signs seemed to suggest. But still, he added, I wonder how they managed to lead her away from police protection. A look of revelation crossed Stanley's face. All they needed to do was convince her to go of her own accord. But how? Kano asked. Then it came to him. He thought back to Hitomi's initial contact with Tariq Al-Karawan. Just before he'd taken the Itachi case from her, the two had a brief conversation. It was possible Al-Karawan had given Hitomi some form of instructions then. Guess we're back to tracking down Al-Karawan again, huh? Kano could tell from the look in Stanley's eyes that he was on the verge of saying something. Possibly some remark about how Tateno had allowed Al-Karawan to run free. Right now, Kano wasn't gonna argue the point. After this case was resolved, he'd discover what Tateno's real motives were. And once he did, Stanley would eat his words. In the meantime, we can't just wander around looking without any leads, he said. Until we get more intel, let's see what we can do with the security cameras back at Precinct. Oh, we actually went back to Precinct, okay. Numerous monitors shone down the pair as they entered Shibuya Precinct's surveillance room. Each showed an array of faces of individuals somewhere in Shibuya. Kano asked one of the operators to pull up Al-Karawan's data on screen. By selecting each of the faces on the monitors in turn, they could run comparisons to determine if anyone among them was Al-Karawan. One by one, the operator made his way through the faces. Assuming their target was still in Shibuya, there was a high likelihood they'd find him. But the minutes ticked past, and there was no sign of him. Kano's tone grew more and more impatient as he directed the operator's search. Just calm down, Stanley said. He'd set a hand on Kano's shoulder. You keep wasting your energy when you don't need to. That's just how I do things, Kano replied. I'm energetic because I care. Oh my god. He pointed out to another face to the operator. Well, you're setting yourself up for a short life. With a sigh, Stanley sunk into a nearby chair. My brother was like you. Oh, what the heck? He's opening up! The American spoke so quietly that his words were barely audible. Oh. He didn't open up. He just made that remark. Okay. 10 minutes later, a man clad in black appeared on one of the monitors. The operator lined up his cursor. The comparison check confirmed that it was Al-Karawan. Yes! Kano hissed, pumping his fist. Well, you know, it's kind of funny. I know they wouldn't look for her because they assume she's abducted somewhere, right? But it's kind of funny that they didn't see Maria whatsoever. They have these guys, these operators, just looking at all the surveillance cameras in Shibuya. Nobody's like, hey, wait a minute. She looks exactly like that girl who got abducted. Or, oh my god, there's Hitomi. Do we have no logs? Like, can't we not check where she went and who took her away and all that? Okay then. Yes, Kano hissed, pumping his fist. It appeared that the quarry was simply walking around town, calm and composed. Kano radioed in Al-Karawan's location to Kuze. All units intercept the suspect on the double, Kuze ordered. Kano will provide guidance using the surveillance monitors. Ah shit, if I have to do that myself. They saw Al-Karawan stop in front of a cigarette vending machine. Was he waiting for someone? Sasayama reporting in. We got eyes on the Mutt. Is that the target? Ah, perpetrator. Mutt is perpetrator. Hook is to put someone in cuffs. Dipper is pickpocket. Wants outstanding warrants. Hang paper to write multiple citations and such other traditional police jargon. Oh, okay. Kano's partner had evidently been nearby. I'm making the arrest, he said. There was a note of courage in Sasayama's voice. He came into view on the monitor, walking casually. Eh? Why is he in the cat mascot suit? At some point, he ditched his anime nerd costume for a cat mascot suit. Oh no, Kano muttered. That getup's gonna make Sasayama stick out like a sore thumb. Shoot! The mutt spotted me. I'm going in pursuit. Sasayama slipped out of the camera's view. Whoa! What gives? Let go of me! You're Mr. Yanagashita, right? Look, I'm sorry, but you need to return that costume. Voices came in over the wireless. It sounded like Sasayama was caught up in an argument with someone. Sasayama! Kano shouted as he eyed the monitor. Kano, I need some help here. Requesting emergency backup. The line went dead before Sasayama could finish. Kano didn't have the faintest idea what was going on, but obviously his partner needed him. He rushed out of the precinct. Why did he take the Tama costume? What the fuck? When he arrived on the scene, he saw Sasayama, still in the catsuit, caught up in a scuffle with a man he'd never seen before. There was no sign of Alcarawan. Sasayama, what's going on? That's an excellent question, Sasayama replied. This guy just came at me out of nowhere. You sound pretty riled up. Sir, I need you to return this costume. My boss is very insistent on that point. The man was panting with exertion, shouting in Sasayama's face. Was he the owner of the suit? What's the deal with that thing, Sasayama? Kano asked. I bought it at a variety store at Center Guy. I figured it'd be a perfect size. I didn't steal anything. Sir, I'm telling you, you need to give that back. And I'm telling you, I've got no idea what you're going on about. Sasayama stamped his foot. I realize that you're not Mr. Yanagashita. That isn't the issue. I just need you to return that costume. Alright, sure, I'll give it to you. I just need a little longer, so let go of me. I can't do that, sir. I need you to get out of that suit now. Yeah, I get that, buddy, but no can do. It's like I told you before. The zipper on this thing snagged. Oh my god. Kano's face! Kano watched the argument as it descended further and further into absurdity. Meanwhile, Alcarawan was getting away. This was ridiculous. He needed to go in pursuit of the suspect. Kano, wait! Sasayama called out. Come on! Help me out, man! Huh? Help me get this thing off! Now really isn't the time for this, Kano replied. I'm going after the suspect. Oh, I get it. You're gonna ditch me here so you can take all the credit for yourself. Whoa, what? I was this close to nabbing the guy. That arrest is mine to make, and you know it! It wasn't as though Kano couldn't empathize. If Sasayama hadn't been blindsided by this random stranger, he probably would have caught Alcarawan just fine. Alright then, Kano said. He reached for the zipper at the back of the catsuit. But as Sasayama had said, the metal fittings were snagged and refused to budge. Hurry up! I'm trying. There wasn't time to do it slowly and carefully. Kano yanked down on the zipper hard. Stop! The stranger shrieked in alarm. Don't be so rough like that! But if I don't, I'll never— You mustn't! If you aren't careful, you'll cause a malfunction. Malfunction? What the hell was this guy talking about? Kano even got an even firmer grip on the zipper and pulled again. Meow. He paused in surprise as Sasayama mewed. Oh my god, it's happening. What? Again, Sasayama let out a little cry. Except it didn't sound like Sasayama's voice at all. Is it the cat costume? Guys? Sasayama said, there's something making a rumbling noise inside this thing. He sounded pretty alarmed. Uh-oh, said the other man. It started. What? What? What started? His face went pale. What are you talking about? Sasayama demanded. What started? The man hesitated and seemed to come to a decision. Well, you see, this is no ordinary cat costume. Meaning what exactly? Our shop rented out this unit by mistake. Oh, I had no idea it was anything so horrifying. Not until the boss filled me in a little while ago. But what's horrifying? You're not answering the question. Oh my god, it's a cursed catsuit. The man's gaze grew hollow and distant. Cats, he said. What the fuck? Kano's face! Cats! And Kano was just like, what? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? For a moment, there was only silence. Then Sasayama spoke up nervously. Well, yeah, it's a cat. I know that already. No, you're not listening. This is a cat! Like I said, I already know it's a cat. Anyone can see that just from looking at it. No, not a cat. Cats! Oh my god, what? Cats. Costume as transmission system developed by the Far East Costume Rentals high-tech department. Okay. There was an official corporate notice saying that this is just a prototype and potentially dangerous, so do not lend it out under any circumstances. But it was accidentally rented out by mistake. Yo, why does it look so freaky in that X-ray side on the... Uh-oh. Why? Why is there all the cat fighting? What is this, cat? Is Sasayama okay? It's never been more over. The meowing started back up again. With each new mewl, the sound got faster. Soon it sounded less like a cat, more like a mechanism that was whirring about. What happened? There was a sudden, fierce, blinding flash. Space itself began to warp roughly 3-meter radius around Sasayama and his costume. What? Oh my god, what the fuck? Team Rocket's blasting off again. A moment later, Kano and the others had vanished. Bad ending. Cats. What the hell was that? I knew it! Cats was the bad ending. Detective Sasayama probably never should have put on that catsuit. He mentioned buying it at a variety shop on Center Guide. That's your lead here. I guess it's got to do with how Maria got rid of the costume, huh? What the fuck? What was up with that, though? It became goofy. That was 55, though. He was already at the end of his story. God damn it. Maria it is. We're not selling that, Maria. We're not getting rid of the suit by selling it. We learn from our mistakes. The sales clerk continues to stare at me. You know, you look really familiar, he says. Huh? Really? I perk up at that. Maybe I can find out something about who I am. Yeah, you look totally like some pop singer or TV personality. I just can't remember who. Oh, that's what you meant. My shoulders slump in disappointment. Look, if you're trying to flatter me, how about a discount on the necklace? Sure, okay. I mean, it's just something I picked up off the side of the road. The sales clerk stammers for a moment. Okay, how about I take off 10,000? 30,000, it's yours. You mean it? That perks me right back up. Guess I'm easy to please. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's not what she means and you know it. Bro, why'd you even highlight it? Okay. Sure, you look like you might need to buy some new clothes too. He points to my sweater. Oh, it's ripped. Tiny tear in the left shoulder. So what do you want to do about the cat? The sales clerk adds. Want me to dispose of it for you? He gestures at my costume with his jaw. Alright, what should I do? I will take it with me. I'll deal with it myself. I feel a little guilty about him having to go out of his way for me for more than he already has. Maybe I should deal with it myself. He looks a bit disappointed when I tell him that. Now Sasayama should be safe. I buy the necklace for 30,000 yen and leave the knick-knack shop, hauling the costume with me. We out here. But as soon as I walk along, I start regretting my decision. I can't find a good place to throw the cat outfit away. I spot a convenience store that looks like it'll do just fine. One of the employees is out front, cleaning out the trash can. Several large garbage bags line the side of the road. Perfect! Maybe I can have him toss out the costume along with everything else. Excuse me, I've got this old cat suit here. I figure it can't hurt to ask. Yeah, I know. The shop boy takes the costume from me. Taku Okado, 22 years old, getting by on his part-time employment. Recently, after a number of employees quit in rapid succession, the owner hurriedly took on several new hires, but for some reason, instead of everyone chipping in on the cleaning, Okado always winds up stuck doing it. Oh, okay. You're here to throw this thing out. I got it. He sounds wholly unsurprised. He accepts it so blithely, I actually feel bad. It's been like this all morning, he says. Don't even care anymore. Just throw away what you need and be on your way, I guess. Oh my god, rip, bro. It's been like what all morning? I'm out here cleaning and people keep dumping trash on me. First it was this couple that threw a garbage bag at— oh my god, it was them! Achi and Hitomi! After that, some homeless looking guy came by and took off all his clothes and left. Sasayama! Bro. Just now, some chubby girl tossed out some empty cardboard boxes and a bunch of empty bottles. That must have been cheery. She was probably drinking the burning hammer while she walked along. So when you came by just now with this thing, I knew right away. Yep, this again. Oh no, I'm so sorry, bro. Everybody was going after you and giving you garbage. It's alright. 3 times? 4 times? What's the difference? He flashes a bright smile but is clearly insincere. Then he looks at me more closely. Huh. Aren't you the girlfriend of that dude who threw a bag of garbage at me? What? No, not me. Huh, guess I'm misremembering then. Well, anyway, thanks for your help with this. I gave the guy a bow. Sega. A few minutes later, near a station, I spot a sort of mall. Checking the directory by the entrance, I see that it's got several clothing shops and an arcade inside. They probably sell shirts in here. I hurry on inside. Oh, is she gonna change outfits again? I hope that reflects on the main screen. That would be nice. The interior of the building is like a twisting maze of corridors, all of them overflowing with people. I take the escalator to the 2nd floor and find myself amidst rows of arcade games. I was trying to get to the fashion area, but I might have gone the wrong way. Ayo? Excuse me. You haven't seen a lost little girl, have you? How did you lose your daughter? I turn to see a miserable-looking middle-aged man peering at me anxiously. Oh my god, Toyama. Have you seen her? A little girl about 10 years old. A girl around 10? Huh. Have I seen her? What's her name? Hana. Hana Toyama. Hana? Oh, that's a pretty name. So, she's about yay tall. The man launches into a rapid-fire explanation describing the girl's features, hairs, and clothes. I got separated from her around Center Guy. She likes this place, so I thought maybe she'd come here. Center Guy? That's right, I remember now. This is a guy I bumped into earlier in the afternoon while I was racing around in a cat costume. He got separated from his daughter? Yikes! If she did come here, it's not gonna be easy to find her in the midst of these crowds. Are you sure she didn't go back home? I asked. Well, there's this problem, he mutters. Going home isn't an option. Well, that's not really an explanation. Sorry to bother you. I'll look around a bit more. Okay, with that, Hana's father disappears into the crowd. I leave the arcade and head for the fashion area. Oh my god, Yanagashita. I bump into Mr. Yanagashita in a hallway lined with photo booths. Huh? Boss? What's he doing in a place like this? Oh my god! We are never truly going to leave him behind. You'll have to see it! He's back, baby, with his theme song! Oh, Tama! You're out of the suit! For some reason, he's got a bunch of magazines strewn across the floor. Yeah, finally managed to get it off. That's good. I wish you could have been at the sales demo without your face hidden away. What are you doing? You mentioned something about a creek earlier. Are you going on a trip? Yeah, I was, but I remembered something important. I get motion sickness and something fierce. He sounds kind of proud of himself. So yeah, no trips for me. Heck, I don't even want to think about that right now. What about the money you owe? I asked, curious. Well, as it happens, I think I may have found my solution. He brings a hand to his mouth and giggles. Ah, right here. I found a great way to make a killing. Ah, it's the thing. It's the cards that they made in 4-Star General Gossip that made Toyama go broke. He opens a magazine he's holding to reveal a scratch card with a potential 100,000 yen prize. You just gotta scratch up one of these to win 100,000 yen. All I need is 30 of them and my debt's squared away. Each magazine I can nab is more money for me. Despite his enthusiasm, his story doesn't quite add up. Are these scratch cards guaranteed to win? No, of course not. It's a lottery of sort thing. Well then, having 30 copies of a magazine is hardly a foolproof solution. Quite the opposite, in fact, but I hold my tongue. Okay then, now that the goddess of fortune Tama's here, hurry up and let me scratch these suckers off. Yanagashita begins fervently scratching away the first card with a coin. Ah, that one's a loser. Maybe the next one. That's a loser too. Damn it! So that's this one, and this one, and this one. In a spectacular display, he scratches off one losing card after another. Soon, he's down to just one last magazine. You're not a very lucky person, are you? Please don't say that. Mr. Yanagashita looks like he's on the verge of tears. I stare at one of the losing scratch cards. You know, if you could just see the symbols through the card, you'd win for sure, I say jokingly. I hold the card up to the light. When I do, I really can't see the symbols through the card. Boss, I think I might have just... Shh. He interrupts me before I can share my shocking discovery. I look at him in surprise. Mr. Yanagashita's gone all pale. Quiet, Tama. Those guys are here. He shoves me into the photo booth. Those guys. The debt collectors, he hisses. They just do not give up. He clutches the sides of his head. Oh my god. Peeking out of the booth, I spot a pair of men who look pretty rough around the edges. Is it those two? Shh, not so loud. The men are looking around and they're getting closer and closer. What do I do? What do I do? Mr. Yanagashita starts getting panicky. Tama, what do I do? I have no idea. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Mr. Yanagashita whimpers. Alright, I'll help him out. I'm not gonna leave him high and dry. This guy gave me a job, so I kinda owe him. I look around for a better place for the two of us to hide. Unfortunately, I don't see anywhere that might work. We might be safe as staying right where we are. Just stay nice and still and we'll be fine, I whisper. Yeah, you're probably right. The curtain is drawn so people can't see inside, but just to keep up appearances, we start taking photos as if we're normal customers. I really hope they don't look in here, Mr. Yanagashita murmurs. What will we do if they find us? They won't, just don't worry. Despite my reassurances, it was a while before he stopped trembling. Then he said, you know, Tama, they say that when a man and a woman meet under unusual circumstances, it's easy for them to fall. Mr. Yanagashita, do they now? Yeah, they do. Going through an extreme situation together makes them fall for each other. So wanna get married? What? Bro, you're saddled with debt and your instant reaction is, yo, wanna get married, huh? No way. Yeah, I'm not having this conversation. Anyway, I think they're gone now. The debt collectors, I mean. Mr. Yanagashita peeks out and quickly scans the surrounding area. They're gone? They're gone! So long, losers. His fear has given way to a burst of maniac energy. Guess I'm in the clear now. Thanks, Tama. Come on, let's go take some commemorative photos. Huh? To commemorate what exactly? Come on, it'll be fun. Okay, big smile now. Ready? Cheese! Butter! Margarita! Oh my god, their photos are so wacky. I love it. After that, I part ways with Mr. Yanagashita and head to a different floor. I don't tell him about being able to see through the scratch cards. That guy really ought to develop a proper work ethic. Alright then. Understandable. At least Toyama's not in further debt. Hey, come on, wait up! I'm on the escalator on the 3rd floor when I hear someone shouting. I figure it's someone yelling to their kid, but when I turn to look, I see a young man I don't recognize staring right at me. Where are you going? It's not safe for us to get too separated. What? Who's this weirdo? Some new pickup trick or something? I rush up the escalator to get away from the guy. Oh my god, is it Achi? Did he get separated from Hitomi? When I get to the restaurant section of the 4th floor, I'm hit with a sudden pang of hunger. Come to think of it, I haven't eaten a thing all day. It's Sonic in the background! Ayo! That stuffed toy looks so cute. I'm so hungry, I mutter to myself as I walk around. What should I eat? Then I spot Chiri coming out of a Chinese restaurant. Oh, hey, Chiri! She turns to look at me, confused. Who are you? Oh, it's me. It's Tama. I thought I recognized the voice. She replies with a nod. Did you eat again? I asked. Yeah, but then they kicked me out. Isn't that just terrible? She looks pretty displeased. I came here because they said it was an all-you-can-eat, but then they closed up shop because they ran out of food. Of course. Closed. Oh wow, you're right. That's so ominous. I spot one of the restaurant staff hanging a closed sign on the front door. Man, now my early afternoon snack is ruined. An afternoon snack? An all-you-can-eat buffet? I can't help but stare at Chiri's midsection, amazed by what that stomach is capable of. By the way, have you seen the boss? She asks. I thought he might have finally accepted that he needs to buckle down and work, but he's got some new crazy scheme. Guess the guy's never gonna learn. I figure nothing good's gonna come from associating with him. I'd be careful if I were you two. Horror story. Imagine being the restaurant staff at that buffet and you cook up a lot. Like, you cook up an entire buffet and you're like, all right, we're set. We're just gonna keep cooking to refill, and then you run out of food in your storage room and you're like, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Huh. Done with her little rant, Chiri says goodbye and heads off among the restaurants. Hitomi? Who said that? Were they talking to me? Oh my god, it's Tanaka! I turn to see a businessman of sorts staring in my direction. Like everyone I've run into today, I don't recognize him. For some reason, though, I feel relaxed in his presence. Is that you, Hitomi? Hitomi? Could that be my name? Or are you Maria? No, As I fumble for words, the man peers at me with obvious concern. What are you doing in a place like this? We need to get you back home. Your parents are worried sick. My parents? Did someone file a missing person report while I've been wandering around with amnesia? The man leads the way and I follow. Wait, you followed him wordlessly? Oh shit! Now Maria's actually getting abducted! Bros, this is not good. We leave the Gigo building and then head down a narrow alleyway. Then the man suddenly stops. I feel a jolt of anxiety as I notice something gleaming in his hand. It doesn't matter which of the two you are. You're both in the way. He mutters almost as if talking to himself. Is he gonna kill her? Yo, horror story! Right after that, everything goes dark. What? I die? How did we die to Tanaka? We took on that pro Miku. Mysterious man. Okay. Because she was avoiding the young man who mistook her for Hitomi, if he hadn't come shouting for her, she would have gone on to buy clothes as she originally intended. Okay, because of Achi then. Alright then. He got separated from Hitomi then. Alright. Alright, I got you, but also Osawa still keep out. Kano is no longer bad ending. That's what I got you, but we're gonna finish this first. Then we'll go to Achi. Minorikawa last. 10 minutes later. Yeah. We find him, and then Sasayama's like, I'm going in. Let's wait for it. Okay, simply walking around town. Radioed it in to Kuze. Intercept him. Kano will provide assistance. Alright. Stop in front of the cigarette vending machine. Alright, he's got eyes on the mutt. There you go. He'd been nearby. I'm making the arrest, he said. A note of courage in Sasayama's voice. Walking casually. Alright, he's ditched his anime nerd costume for a street dancer's getup. I mean, it's less weird than a cat mascot costume. It didn't appear that Al-Karawan had noticed him yet. Bit by bit, Sasayama closed in the distance. Not much further now. Kano's hand balled into a fist as he watched. Then something unexpected happened. Another man came into the view, running right in the middle of the monitor. Teru Otoyama, searching for Hana. He was located by a duo of debt collectors and fled the scene. Hana left Gigo to find him and ran into him here in Maruyamacho. The pair are heading towards Koendori, finding a place to hide. There was no sound, but they could see that the newcomer was shouting something. As Al-Karawan turned to look at the man, Sasayama launched himself like a bullet from a gun. In an instant, the detective and perp were locked in a violent scuffle right there on the street. Kano swallowed a lump in his throat as he watched the struggle unfold. Earlier in the day, Al-Karawan had done a number on Sasayama, but this time around, the detective had the upper hand. He got a grip on Al-Karawan's neck and kneed him repeatedly. Alright. Al-Karawan tried desperately to bring Sasayama to the ground, but Sasayama braced himself and avoided the takedown. And then he shifted his stance and took Al-Karawan into the pavement with a spectacular hip throw. Yes! Kano clapped his hands together in excitement. Catching the perp in a scarf hold, Sasayama got out his handcuffs. It's a technique in judo, wrapping your arm around the opponent's neck and performing an upper body pin. Stanley, we should head to the scene, Kano said. He looked away from the monitor for a mere moment. When he looked back, Sasayama had released his hold and crumpled to the ground. What? Panicked, Kano stared at the image of his friend. He died! Sasayama, no! There was something jutting up from Sasayama's abdomen. Zoom in! Kano cried frantically. The camera closed in on Sasayama. Now, Kano could see exactly what he feared. Sasayama had been stabbed in the gut. Blood pooled on the pavement around him. Kano screamed, Sasayama! The camera showed several other detectives arriving at the scene, capturing Al-Karawan before he could escape. But Sasayama lay motionless. The pool of blood around him spread further and further across the pavement. Unable to look any longer, Kano rushed from the surveillance room. No! Come on! Somebody get him! To be continued! Oof! Oof! That really is the end for that one. It's in the next hour block. We'll find out if Sasayama will survive. Somebody call him an ambulance. There are other detectives there. Okay, that's one down. One down. A few more to go. Achi it is. Because Achi lost sight of Hitomi somehow. I don't know how. But they did run into Keinan. You must be Hitomi. The girl called Keinan spoke fairly fluent Japanese. Hitomi nodded in response. Yes, that's me. And you're Keinan, right? How did you know my name? Did Maria tell you? Yes. She told me about this amazing girl from overseas she made friends with. A thin smile crossed Keinan's lips at the word amazing. Then her look grew sad. Poor Maria. It's my fault that she was abducted. What? Hitomi and Achi and Hitomi grasped in unison. That's why I have to rescue her, Keinan added. Hold on a second, Hitomi said. What do you mean it's your fault? Keinan replied by jerking her chin in the direction of the main road. Better head that way, she said softly. Someone's coming. But Hitomi didn't back down. Please tell me! Why was my sister kidnapped? Several sets of footsteps echoed down the alley. They could see figures approaching them by now. By the looks of it, accomplices of the man Keinan had taken down earlier. You two get out of here, she warned. I'll handle this. She stepped out in front of Achi and Hitomi, moving with such confidence that they didn't doubt that she could handle the threat. Come to the Gigo building at 3 o'clock, she added quietly, never taking her eyes off the advancing syndicate members. Huh? Hitomi squeaked. I'll explain everything by then. The criminals broke out into a run. Come on, Hitomi, let's go, Achi hissed. He took her by the hand and bolted from the alleyway. Huh, didn't it look like she also had that tattoo that Al-Karawan has? I could be wrong. I could be misremembering their tattoos. The two didn't slow their pace until they'd put plenty of distance between themselves and the alleyway. Keinan said this was her fault. What could she have meant by that? The hard run hadn't made Hitomi forget the other girl's startling suggestion. Well, she said we'll meet up with her. She'll meet up with us again later. Achi said, we can ask her more about it then. In the meantime... An ache in his belly had made Achi realize something. He'd been running all day and hadn't eaten anything since morning. Maybe it's not the best timing, but you want to get some food? I'll be okay. Hitomi's face was racked with emotion. It's only natural, Achi thought. Not only was she afraid for her sister's life, but there were all kinds of people out to kill her too. And with this Keinan girl suddenly showing up, the situation was more confusing than ever. Still, they might as well address the few problems they could control. There was a fast food joint nearby. Let's go in there, Achi said. You might not be hungry, but you should still make sure you stay hydrated. Hitomi shook her head. But her wan face practically radiated exhaustion. Come on, we should rest up a little. But there's no rush. If we're gonna meet up with Keinan later, it's probably best if we don't just wander around aimlessly until then. Never know who we might run into. I guess you're right. The two went into the fast food restaurant together. Welcome, the girl at the register said with a bright smile. May I take your order? I'll have spaghetti with meat sauce. What about you, Hitomi? Let's go. I'll just have iced tea. Hey now, you should probably eat at least a little something. Okay, then I'll have a strawberry parfait. Let's go! I can't eat strawberry parfait, but I'm like super interested. Like you see it all the time in anime. I'm super interested. She sounded a little embarrassed to be ordering a dessert. So, yeah, Achi said. 1 spaghetti and meat sauce and 1 strawberry parfait, please. Coming right up. The cashier promptly assembled their meal and set it out on a tray. We got a special contest going on right now. Please check it out if you're interested. Everything has milk or egg. I know, right? It sucks. Like, I wish. I wish. And then if it's not exactly milk or egg, it's like cream, which is still like milk. It's the same effect. Oh my god. The girl handed Achi a flyer. It read, Iron Stomach Eating Contest. Eat 1,000 scoops of ice cream and win 10 million yen. Oh my gosh. Mr. Yanagashita, this is it. Eat 1,000 scoops of ice cream. Go for it. No, you know who could do this? Cheery. Cheery can do this. What the heck? Achi stared at the flyer as he took a seat at an open table. 1,000 scoops? That's impossible. Anyway, let's hurry up and eat. As Achi stuffed his face with spaghetti and thought back to their encounter with Keinan. The girl had helped them out, sure, but could they really trust her completely? It might be dangerous to meet up with her again. Still, Hitomi needed to know more about what happened to Maria. And Keinan obviously knew something about that. It looked like they'd need to take that risk. His sister really is amazing. Huh? Hitomi's quiet words drew Achi from his ruminations. He paused with a fork full of spaghetti halfway to his mouth. My sister met Keinan while she was on a trip to the Middle East with my father. Hitomi nibbled at her parfait, looking lonesome. Cool, but how does that in particular make your sister amazing? It's typical of her, is all. She's so dynamic and gung-ho about things, Hitomi explained, her gaze turned inward. It was just my father and sister who took that trip to the Middle East. I didn't go with them. I guess my mental image of that part of the world is mostly that it's really dangerous. To me, going there seemed like a huge risk, but Maria didn't see it that way. Huh, your sister sounds a bit like a bit of a loose cannon. But if you can't bring yourself to take risks, to do things, you can't meet new people and have new experiences. That's the part I always get hung up on, the risk. I'd never be able to make a friend like Keinan. Achi's mind wandered as he listened to Hitomi talk. Yeah, they're both unique. Aya Kamiki, yeah, she's coming for us again. I feel like it's kind of going towards like Hitomi is the more introverted one and Maria is the more extroverted one. That's kind of how they're going. She and her sister may be twins, but each of them was still unique. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, he said. He held up a hand to cut her off. Huh? Hitomi's eyes went wide. Why are you comparing yourself to your sister? I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a twin, but can't you just be yourself? Professor Palmer said the same thing. Achi didn't recognize the name. Oh, sorry. Leland Palmer. He's my university English professor. He's given me advice on a whole bunch of things. That sounded rather intimate. Achi! Achi, you can't just like every man that Hitomi knows, you think that it sounds intimate. You can't just do this assumption for every man she knows. That's not you. All sorts of worrying images shot through Achi's mind. So, how old is this teacher of yours? Huh? Around 40 or so, I guess. Great, Achi thought to himself. Another middle-aged guy. Oh my god. God damn it, Achi! His mind filled with another sequence of slightly more upsetting images. Fucking hell! Achi has lonely guy energy. Oh hey, ain't that Hitomi Osawa? Oh wow, you're right, totally is. College-age couples sitting behind them were talking in hushed, excited tones. Man, she really is a cutie, the young man observed. He made no attempt to hide the fact that he was looking Hitomi over. Hey, hold on, Masa, said the girl. What gives? He's a first-year student at Midoriyama. He's a part-time delivery driver for Dog and Hut, and he's taken the day off in order to attempt a dry run of Iron Stomach eating competition, hoping to strike it rich while his girlfriend looks on. But he's eaten 2 parfaits and his stomach isn't feeling too well. He just gotten back from his 5th trip to the toilet. Yikes! Rip, bro. Well, I mean, she is Miss Midoriyama, right? Miss Midoriyama? Let's ignore them. We were in the middle of a very important conversation, Achi. What did that even matter? Achi decided to ignore the couple. But no. He was just too curious. Achi turned back to Hitomi. Is that true? He asked, peering intently at her face. Well, yeah. She nodded with an awkward smile. I mean, you are really cute and all, Achi said. Miss Midoriyama, well, I'll be. He nodded to himself as he took it all in. It was Professor Palmer who convinced me to enter that beauty contest, actually, Hitomi said. Talent agencies have made attempts to scout them, but they both declined. Damn. Huh. Achi's smile twisted up a little. He said if I really wanted to change myself, I should try entering. Achi maintained his outward composure, but inside his heart was racing. Tanaka and Palmer. Which of them held Hitomi's true affections? Dude! Or was it possible she was leading on two middle-aged men at the same time? The more he thought about it, the worse his delusions became. Bro! What actually happened, though, is my sister and I both won the prize. Hitomi's words snapped him out of his funk. She sounded disappointed. Huh? They gave out a double prize? Turns out my sister had entered the competition, too. She smiled a self-deprecating smile. Guess twins really do think alike, huh? Hey, double schmubble. You still won a prize, right? That's pretty impressive. Nah, they just picked me as an afterthought to my sister, because twins sharing a prize made for a good headline. She looked away sadly. Did they say they picked you as an afterthought? They didn't have to. It was obvious that my sister really won. You can't know that. Maybe she was the afterthought. Come on, you need to believe in yourself. Hitomi just hung her head. But I'm such a terrible person. Why? Why you think like that? Suddenly her eyes welled up with tears. I hate myself so much. I can never forgive myself for what I did. What did you do? Hey, whoa! Achi watched her with trepidation. She looked like she might start bawling at any moment. What's the matter? The night my sister was kidnapped, I was supposed to go to the college party with her. But all of a sudden, she told me not to go. I kept asking her why not, but she just kept insisting I couldn't. Hitomi's face was bleak with regret. We both got mad and I wound up blowing up at her. Aww. So that's why she's blaming herself for it. Okay, I get it. I don't need to go to the party. Fine. I'll just be your little tag-along anyway. Just like in that beauty contest. You couldn't let me just enter that by myself, could you? You always have to be the center of attention. Maria scowled. Fine. The party starts at 7 o'clock. Try not to forget, okay? So they ended up going, huh? I was kicking myself as soon as I'd told her off. My sister isn't the sort of person to tell me what to do or what not to do. She must have had a reason for not wanting me to go. I was planning on apologizing to her after the party, but then she was abducted, right? Achi polished off the last of his spaghetti. He set down his fork and wiped his mouth. He told me, I get why you're trying so hard to save your sister, he said. And maybe I'm not as tough as that Kanan girl, but I'll stick with you to the end, if you let me. He tried his best to convey an optimism he didn't really feel. And once we found her and she's safe and sound, you can tell her you're sorry about what she said. At long last, Hitomi cracked a smile. Aw. She's finally feeling a bit better. That's good. More lore, though. Okay, we can't lose sight of her. We started yelling at Maria by accident. Oh, sorry, I hit the table a little bit. A short while later, the two arrived outside the Gigo building. They were a little early for the 3 o'clock meetup with Kanan. They decided to searching at random for the blue Vinny man was too risky. It could easily draw the attention of the man with the cane or the foreign kidnappers. Getting info from Kanan seemed like the next best move. Oh, hey, Achi said as they waited. You've got a little rip in your top. Bro, what? They both have a little rip on their top. Hitomi glanced at their shoulder and saw the tear in the fabric. Oh, you're right. When did that happen, I wonder? Must have snagged it on something while we were running, I guess. We've got some time before Kanan gets here. You want to buy some new clothes? Huh? Are you sure that's a good idea? Well, we'll stick out if we just stand here waiting. Maybe we should head inside until it's time. Many celebrities did their shopping at Gigo. There were back entrances for times when the place was crowded. Everyone who frequented the old shopping district knew about them, including Achi and Hitomi. In a pinch, one of those back entrances could be an escape route. Oh, okay. With this in mind, the two headed inside. Shibuya Gigo was an entertainment complex featuring video arcade and fashion shops. Wow. Was not only a fashion mall but various amusements on its different levels. Second floor features all ages fun. Third floor is latest arcade games for the core gamer, and there's food court that offers things like crepes and takoyaki octopus balls. Okay. The ground floor and two basement levels of the building were designed as amusement area, outfitted with skee ball, claw cranes, fighting games, and the like. The second floor held a mix of photo booths and ladies' wear shops. The third floor were specialty fashion boutiques, and the fourth were restaurants. Achi and Hitomi took the escalator to the second floor. Hitomi started heading off for the shops when Achi stopped her. Hey, wait up! What's the matter? A dude hanging around a women's clothing store is gonna stand out. I'll wait for you here. There seemed to be nobody but female customers around. If the man with the cane or kidnappers appeared, Achi figured he'd spot them right away. It should be safe for Hitomi to shop on her own for a short while. Alright, Hitomi said. I'll try to make it quick. She began to head out into the sales floor. Woo! A seedy-looking man popped out from beneath the door of a photo book and right at Hitomi's feet. Bro, that was a close one, wasn't it, Tama? Dude, they were right next to each other! I can't believe they missed each other. They were literally right next to each other. It's the best boy, honestly. I thought I was dead meat for sure. His tone was oddly cheerful, considering what he was saying. Who's this guy? Achi asked. You know him? No, I don't. The sketchy fellow gave her an ingratiating look. Come on, Tama, don't be like that. Hitomi took an anxious step back. Hey man, knock it off. Achi dragged the guy up to his feet. Okay, no need to get all testy. Who's this guy, Tama? Is he your boyfriend? Boyfriend? Man, this is a tough one. No, let's not give the wrong impression here. We're trying to help her out, right? No, it's nothing like that, Hitomi said. Achi was going to be upfront about it, but she beat him to the punch. It kinda stung a little. What? So you're not her boyfriend? The guy flashed a broad grin. Hey, listen, you creep. Who the hell do you think you are? Oh, me? The man's face suddenly blanched. Oh, crap. Tama, hold on to this for a bit, will ya? Oh my god. Bruh, the weirdo shoved the worn-out magazine into Hitomi's hands and bolted off in a panic. Oh, it's the debt collectors. What the heck was that all about? Yeah, I wonder why he ran off like that. Oh, thank you for the follow, Sensei TCT. Hello, welcome. We're playing Shibuya Scramble and we're on the what time block is this? 1400, right? 1400 to 1500 time block. We're doing Achi story right now. Well, anyway, Achi said, there's a lot of nut jobs out there, so be careful, yeah? Okay, if anything happens, I'll give you a shout. Hitomi flashed him an impish smile and scampered off onto the sales floor. As he watched her go, Achi muttered to himself, damn it, why does she have to be so cute? He really do be simping. He's doing all this for a girl he met a few hours ago. It's just because she's his type, you know? It is what it is. 5 minutes or more passed as Achi waited for Hitomi. He stood by the escalator, almost as if he were keeping guard. Female shoppers began giving him icy stares for being somewhere he probably shouldn't. This sucks. Come on, Hitomi. Hurry up and get back here. The longer he waited, the more uncomfortable he felt. Well, how long was she going to take? He happened to turn around and see Hitomi riding the escalator up. It looked like she had indeed bought some new clothes. Hey, Hitomi! She didn't seem to hear him. No, we're not shouting because that made her run away. I guess I don't want to go after her, but I guess that's it. We have to go after Maria. Achi, you moron. Yeah, she said she'd give a shout. Come on, man. He had decided to go after her. Had she forgotten where he was waiting for her? She stayed on the escalator, heading towards the top floor. Fourth floor, huh? Achi followed her, but by the time he reached the top, she was out of sight. This was the restaurant floor, so it was more open than the other levels. He hurriedly began to look around. As he wandered, he bumped into a man talking on his cell phone. Ah, sorry, my bad. Achi held up a hand in apology, but the man was too engrossed in his conversation to notice. No, you're not getting it. The lock was undone too. The man startled Achi by suddenly shouting into his phone. You need to consider the risk of getting it out. Of it getting out, okay. No, he's talking about work then. The antiviral. Whatever this guy was talking about, he sure was angry with whoever was on the other end. Look, I'll figure out what to do about the minivan. You just handle things on your end. Minivan? Achi's interest was piqued, but he needed to find Hitomi before he let anything else distract him. As he scoured the 4th floor, he came across a Chinese buffet and noticed the large windows on its outer walls. You could see a lot of Shibuya through those windows. Maybe Hitomi decided to look for the minivan from over here. One of the restaurant employees came rushing up as Achi headed inside. Sir, I'm sorry, she said. Yo, it's the buffet. Sir, you'll have to forgive the inconvenience. We're not open to the, public. Not right now. Not at the moment, I mean. The employee's voice was oddly subdued for some reason. She seriously looked straight out of a horror. Oh my god, bruh. Even like the nails on this preview. Is this Resident Evil? I know, right? Masai Takei is a part-time staffer at the Chinese restaurant. Her boss chewed her out pretty bad for showing up at work with her nails manicured black. She was ordered to go to the restroom and scrub them clean, but no amount of nail polish remover was going to do the trick. So she's been dealing with her boss's rat all day long. Oh my god! Bruh! It actually is a horror! I played it and then bruh. Okay. Why not? Achi asked. Well, you see, one of our other customers ate all of our food. They ate all of it? Oh my god! She has like a ton of plates! Looking around, Achi saw a chubby young woman camped out at a table by one of the windows. Set out before her was a veritable mountain of plates. Goddamn, Cheery! What I'm trying to say, sir, is that, we're closed for the rest of the day. Oh, but I'm with her, actually, Achi lied. Without waiting for a reply, he barged into the restaurant. He took a quick look around, but there was no sign of Hitomi. Before leaving, though, he figured he'd at least take a look out the windows. The huge glass panes looked out into Dogenzaka. He had a decent view of the roads, but he didn't spot a blue minivan. Chiri's unstoppable, for real. Achi dropped his gaze onto the sidewalk outside the building. Uh-oh. Oh. He let out a tiny gasp. Even from 4 stories up, there was no mistaking what he saw. A group of black-clad foreign men had gathered outside of the building. Had they figured out that he and Hitomi were inside, he needed to find her and fast. He raced out of the restaurant, alert for trouble. Oh shit, keep out! Alright then. Alright then. But is Maria still at a bad ending? That's what I want to know. Because I know Osawa and Achi are at keep outs, right? So let's see. Let's see the timeline. She's not at a bad ending anymore. She doesn't die. Let's go. Wait, what? Oh, wait. No. Okay. It's just a time skip there. So keep out. Keep out. We'll continue Maria. It was the debt collectors. It got reset all the way to the debt collectors, huh? Alright. That's strange. Oh, I guess she goes out. That's what has to happen. I pretend not to know Yanagashita and run off. That's probably why it reset. Ah, Tama, wait up, please! I still hear him calling pathetically as I scurry away. Didn't get to mention the transparent scratch cards, but that may be for a best. This guy ought to develop a proper work ethic. And then this is like the encounter, right? Oh, no. The 3rd floor is packed with young girls. Oh no, she doesn't hear him the first time. That's why if he doesn't keep shouting, she won't take note of it. Okay. 3rd floor is packed with young girls. I spot a shirt that catches my eye and head into the fitting room to try it on. There, I realize there's something in my pocket. Something I must have been carrying around for a while. It's a photo. A photo of a white man. Oh, it's Stanley. Who is this guy? I can't quite tell if I recognize him or not. This man. Huh? Dangerous. What do you mean Stanley is dangerous? I hear someone's voice inside my head. Oh, it's Kanan! I think this is Kanan who was telling her, stay away from him. But why? Flashes of memory flicker in my mind. I see a girl standing before me. I can't quite recall her face, but I get the impression she's someone very important. She speaks to me. This man is dangerous, stay away from him. Okay. I wonder if he's involved in the plot, if that's the case, but I don't know. That's all, then I snap back to my senses. It feels like I was right on the cusp of remembering something critical. At any rate, it seems like there's a connection between me and the man in the photo. Try as I might, though, can't recall anything more than that. Why does it... It feels like every time I play this game, the plot thickens. Oh, hey! Nice drip. Try on the shirt I picked out. Yeah, that looks good. I decide to buy it and have the store toss out my torn sweater for me. I'm about to go down the escalator. A young man strides up to me as if I'm an old friend. There's Achi's keep out. There you go, Achi. No, Achi, you've got the wrong twin. Achi took the escalator down to the 3rd floor, and there was Hitomi standing right in the open, as if after he'd been searching for her high and low. There you are. I thought we were gonna meet on the 2nd floor, Achi said. I stared back at him in confusion. Well, anyway, come on, we have to go hide. Hide? Why? She gave him a dubious look. Achi felt like something was off, but now wasn't the time to dwell on it. Because those guys might have found us, he said. They're right outside. He took hold of Hitomi's... Maria, bro. He took hold of Maria's hand. Hey, let go. What gives? She quickly yanked her hand away. Huh? As Achi tried to make sense of why she was acting, she took off down the corridor. Hey, Hitomi! He hurried after her. It was like changing her clothes had also changed her personality. It's the different person! Okay. Still, he couldn't just leave her alone. The kidnappers might as well be closing in. He stayed in pursuit of her, trying not to draw too much attention. He headed off in the direction Hitomi had gone and came to a stairwell. What the hell's going on? Had she gone up or down? Achi frowned in consternation. Hey, stop right there! He heard shouting coming from below. Then came the footsteps of rushing up the stairs. Hitomi? Was someone chasing her? Achi bolted down the stairs before he could mull over it too much. Achi, please, you already know she has a twin sister. I know, right? Down the landing, he ran into a man who was pale in the face. You gotta help me! The man went and cowered behind Achi. 2 thuggish-looking men came up the stairs after him. Hand him over, kid. Yeah, don't make us do nothing we both regret. 2 guys bullying some frail old man? Achi huffed. And you want me to just turn a blind eye while that goes down? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. The younger fellow, the one who looked like a small-time gangster, sneered. You wouldn't want to turn a blind eye to this, little man. This is gonna get bloody. By the way, Achi asked, either of you see a girl around here? Super cute, about yay tall. Oh! The gangster suddenly threw a jab with his right fist. Achi dodged on reflex. The punch wound up catching the man hiding right behind him in the face instead. Oh, whoops. Achi realized his mistake a moment too late. Ugh. Ooh. The man splayed out onto the floor. Whoa, my bad, Gramps. You okay? Achi hunkered down and slapped the man in the face. Hey, come on, stay with me. It's no use. I'm done for. Please, look after Hana. Bro! Minorikawa. The man's muttering was all but incomprehensible. Don't tell me he died! That was 1 punch! Hey, Achi said, this guy seriously needs to get to a hospital or he's in big trouble. Guys, go call an ambulance. He needs... When Achi looked back, the man with sunglasses was standing over him, holding a fire extinguisher. Are we dead? What the fuck? 1 punch man, true. Why wait for an ambulance when the fire department's already here? Oh my god, what a line! The butt of the fire extinguisher came right down onto Achi's face. But I didn't call for the fire department. Dies. Is this on Maria's end? I didn't call for the fire department. Is this Maria's end? Okay, in order for Achi to... The girl needs to run off in a different direction. Okay. Alrighty. I hear what you're saying, game. Maria has to run away from the stairs. Of course. What a line, though. Why call an ambulance and the fire department's already here? Proceeds to kill him with a fire extinguisher. God damn, bro. Well, at least the keep out is solved. That's what we needed. There you are. I thought we were gonna meet on the second floor. Going to meet? What's this guy talking about? I've never seen him before. Ah, well, anyway. Come on, we have to go hide. Hide? Why do we need to do that? Hide? Why? Because those guys might have found us. They're right outside. He grabs my hand and I yank it away. Hey, come on, what gives? Is this some kind of new pickup trick or something? Whatever it is, it's way too aggressive. I get the heck out of there. Hey, hey! Guy keeps shouting, but I ignore him and try to slip away into the crowd. When I look back, though, I see that he's still following me. What do I do? Huh. Fewer people, I suppose. Hide someplace where there are fewer people. I scurry for one of the far corners of the floor. No, wait, that's still the stairs. No, wait, no. Is this different from the stairs? This is the toilet. Okay, okay. Compared to the area around the stairs, the rest of this level is deserted. I head on up to the 4th floor. Wait, she still goes up to the 4th floor. Is this the right thing? Ain't no way, ain't no way. No, 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 no. Achi's still at a bad ending. No, 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 no. I think we're gonna die. Maybe another floor? Can we take the escalator? A bank of elevators. Okay, that's fine. We'll take the elevator. Good. Yanagashita! Oh my god! We're caught between a rock and a hard place. Behind you, Achi is chasing after you, mistaking you for your twin sister Hitomi, and in front of you, Yanagashita is stopping you. It's never been more over. Oh well, if it isn't Tama, what a coincidence. It's Yanagashita again. I try to walk on by like I don't notice him, but it's already too late. Huh? Where'd your boyfriend go? Boyfriend? I have no clue what he's talking about. Anyway, perfect timing. Can you give me back that magazine? Nothing you're saying is making any sense. I peer at him in confusion. Once again, Mr. Yanagashita looks like he might start to cry. Don't tease me like this. I did give it to you, right? No, you didn't give me anything. I get it. You wanted that 100,000 yen all to yourself. So now you're playing dumb. Is that it? No, I honestly have no idea what this is all about. By now, he's all worked up, getting red in the face. Look, you might have amnesia, but that excuse ain't gonna fly with me. Amnesia ain't got nothing to do with it. He doesn't seem to want to believe me, no matter what I say. Why can't we put the pieces together? There's 2 of you here. Yanagashita will save us the hero we need. True. Come on, hurry up and give it back. Otherwise, I'm gonna start bawling here real loud. He's gonna cry? Seriously? This guy's a real piece of work. Well, what's it gonna be? You're gonna make a grown man cry? Well, it would be certainly embarrassing if he starts sobbing now, but I can't exactly give him back a magazine I never had. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The elevator doors open. Oh my god. Well, if it isn't our little entrepreneur, we've been looking for you. The 2 thugs from before, and it's the 2 thugs from before, and there's no avoiding them this time. Asao Ozu and his underling Yutaro Segawa, members of the Tenryu Gumi Yakuza Syndicate. Ozu is quite frightening when angry. His nickname is Ozu the Ogre. Despite his strong emotions, he's very logic-driven. Segawa is the archetypical punk that likes to get into scuffles, but he's also a really good cook. Yipes! The men drag Mr. Yanagashita into the elevator. Save me, Tama! He grabs a hold of my hand. Hey, let go of me! Wait, now I'm in the elevator too, and the doors are shutting. Now then, Mr. Yanagashita, the bald man, says the bald man. There's nowhere else to run. His tone is polite, but also pretty foreboding. Whoa, 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 wait, let's hold on. I can get you the money. I'm just about to get loads of it. Enough with your poppycock, snarls the younger guy. Balderdash claptrap, straight up nonsense. Okay. I mean it this time. Please, you have to believe me. I can pay you 100,000 right now. 100,000? You're really carrying around that much? The bald man asked the bald man. Not me, the girl. The men turned to me in unison. She's holding on to something worth 100,000 yen. Huh? Sudden turn in conversation has me all flustered. Tama, please, Yanagashita says. Just hand it over. I already told you I don't know what you're talking about. The elevator stops at the first floor and the doors open. So awkward. Yeah, sayonara. Oh my god! It couldn't get more worse. It just couldn't get any worse. Ain't no way. Why? Why does it have to be this way? Just chilling out in the elevator for real. This is it. This is the mood. This is how it's gonna be. Oh, standing on the other side of the doors is the guy I ran into earlier, Hana's father. The bald-headed man snarls, Toyama! Oh my god. I'll just get the next one. Hana's father bolts like a startled hare. The bald man and his cronies stare after him. Now's my chance, Yanagashita hisses. He darts out of the elevator and makes a run for it. Hey! After him, shouts the bald man. After who? Him? Or him? Just start with Toyama! The two thugs race after Hana's father. They've left me all by myself. I'm worried enough to think about going after them, but before long, I've lost sight of them all. For a long time, I just stand there, dumbfounded, like a hurricane victim lingering in the aftermath. Ah, what a day this has been. When I finally get my wits about me, I realize I'm pretty hungry. That's right, I didn't get to eat lunch. I head for the 4th floor where the restaurants are. Bros, since I don't really want to run into Yanagashita and those other guys again, I take the escalator. As I'm riding it up, I hear a commotion coming from the floor below. It's a man's voice shouting angrily, "Out of my way, come on!" I pay the outburst no heed and let the escalator take me up. Oh my gosh. It's the buffet. It's the fucking buffet again. Achi isn't at a bad ending anymore, so that's good enough for me. When I arrive at the 4th floor restaurant section, the sign for a Chinese buffet catches my eye. Imabiki Chinese restaurant. The name implies something along the lines of fire of morning. But I guess the fire is important for cooking. It's kind of an unsettling thing to call an eatery. Oh, well, I guess the name doesn't really matter. I'm in a mood to straight up devour some Chinese food. When I go to enter, though, I'm stopped by one of the employees. Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I'm afraid we're not accepting any more customers. I mean, we're not really open. Not just now. This sounds a little bewildered by her own words. Oh, why not? Well, you see, one of our other customers ate all our food. Someone ate an entire restaurant of food. Is that possible? What I'm trying to say, miss, is that we're close for today. Ah, go figure. Looks like Mr. Yanagashita's bad luck has rubbed off on me. Guess I'll have to look for another restaurant too. Hold up. Who's that kid? Is that Hana? Lying idly across the seats of the waiting area at the front of the restaurant is a young girl. Is this the girl that dismal looking fellow has been searching for? She looks so sad it makes my heart ache. I can't just leave her here alone. Excuse me, is your name Hana? She looks wary at the question. Your father's been looking for you, I say. Hana ignores me and just stares up at the ceiling. Hey, how about we try to find your dad together? I coax the girl into getting up, then I call out to the restaurant staffer. Excuse me, where should I go ask them to put an announcement on the PA system? Why is she seriously posing like that on their window? Dunno, maybe, the 1st floor? The security office? Right, down we go. I thought it was like, damn. I take Hana with me and we get on the elevators together. Bro, why does this look so scary? I think it's the poster at the back with the hand. Do you know my father? Hana's tone was pretty brusque. Well, I don't really know him exactly. Then are you a debt collector? I laugh and shake my head. Aha! Would a debt collector be wearing an outfit like this? Hana lets out a deep sigh. So you're just kind of butting in then? Well, yeah, I guess so. I can't help but grin sheepishly. I feel like something about sad little Hana is stirring some of my lost memories. If I just came out and told her that, though, she'd probably think I was a total weirdo. So I decide to say something else. I can't ignore someone in trouble. There we go. Guess I'm just the sort of person who can't ignore someone in trouble. You're weird. Hana looks away from me. I mean, that was the truth, so... Not doing this because you're bored. When I got to the security office, I hear voices coming from inside. Wonder what they're talking about. I peek in through the crack in the door and see a man with a cane speaking with a security guard. No! How many exits are there that lead outside? There's the main entrance on the first floor, along with 2 side entrances. Also, there's one down in the first basement level and another in the second basement. The security guard spoke with a polite precision. I see, says the man with the cane. I need you to shutter all the exits except for the main entrance right away. Understood, sir. Oh, ain't no way. Bro, why is everyone in this goddamn shopping center? Everyone except Kano. Kano didn't freaking make it. He didn't get the notice. Kano was like, ain't no way they're at the shopping center. Kano was too busy apprehending the other guy. Attention, all shoppers. Announcement comes in over the loudspeaker. Due to maintenance, all first floor entrances other than the main entrance have been closed. We apologize for the inconvenience. Customers wishing to leave, please use the main entrance on the first floor. I'm not sure what just happened, but now it sounds like the main entrance is now the only way out. Come on, I say. Let's have them make an announcement for us. No, she doesn't know. But when I turn around, Hana is gone. Oh my god. I'm getting horror vibes here. She must have run off while I was distracted. Well, looky here. If it ain't the little cutie again. Huh? What? These guys? Oh, that's why Hana ran away. Wait! Oh no, now we really are stuck between a rock and a hard place. We got the 2 debt collectors, and then we got the guy with the cane in the other room. It really is Resident Evil. I'm not gonna lie. The guy with the cane is actually just like Mr. X. He's following us. And these are the others. Oh my gosh. Wow, you're a speedy one, huh? Says the bald man. Weren't you downstairs just now? And did you change your clothes too? He looks me over, seeming impressed. Hey, hold on, let me see your face. The younger man grabs me by the wrist. You know Yanagashita, yeah? Go and give a quick little call for us. He gives me a sharp yank. Let me go of me. Can it, girlie? Just give the man a call and we're all good. I have nothing to do with that guy. Do it now. These guys aren't even listening to me. Now I'm pretty pissed off. I said, I've nothing to do with that. Oh my god. The guy in the back. Ain't no way. I whip my manhandled arm in a wide arc and send the younger man flying into a stack of boxes. Bro, this is right outside the security office. Do they not hear this? Guess he must not have been expecting that. He hits hard. The impact knocks him out cold. Whoa, who the heck are you? The bald man asks, his eyes wide. Shut up, I tell him. You're next. Oh my god. I flash a winning grin and he gathers up his fallen friend and drags him away as fast as he can go. Okay, that was pretty strange. It was just like when I was fighting Miku. My body just seems to know how to pull off these moves instinctively. Am I a martial artist, maybe? Maybe she'll learn from Kanan. Welcome back, Epoch. Yeah, welcome back, by the way. It's like Blur Neko is paying more attention. Anyway, I've got to find Hana. Man. This is such a mess. Bro, the cane guy didn't notice, like real shit. He didn't give a fuck. Maybe he can tell between Maria and Hitomi and that's why he was like, okay, whatever, that's not the one. I have no idea what's happening. Easier said than done. I wander around the building, but I don't see any sign of the girl. Maybe she went back home? Eventually, I slump down on a bench in a corner. I wish I could go home too, I mutter to myself. Something cold presses against my neck. What? Is that what I think it is? Make a scene and I'll slit your throat. Oh no, it is a knife. Oh, it's the guys who were chasing after Hitomi. You got the wrong twin, brothers. You got the wrong twin. 2 foreign men grabbed me by the arms from either side. In that moment, fragmentary memories flood through my mind. Oh, memories! Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss. Oh, sorry. It's because when you press Black Swan's ultimate, she's like, memories are beneath the waters lies. No! When I say memories, that just plays in my head. It's stuck on loop. I'm on the street. It looks like someplace in the Middle East. I'm being dragged along by several men. I'm too scared to speak. There are people on the street, market vendors, but none of them seem willing to get involved. The men drag me into some back alley. Help me. Please, somebody help me. I'm being abducted. Is that Kanan? Oh, that must be how they met. And then a dark silhouette drops down in front of me. A figure brandishes the knife threateningly at the men. Memories are ever-changing beneath the water slice. Yeah. The blade moves with a dazzling speed. My captors are all down in mere moments. Who is this? Who came to save me? I try my utmost to drag my memories to the surface. It's a girl. That's right. I'm certain of that much. I don't remember her face, but it's a girl younger than me. Younger than you? Damn. Kanan, strong. Walk faster. The angry hiss in my ear snaps me out of my flashback. What was that memory just now? I'm more concerned about the girl who saved me than I am about the men who've captured me now. Oh my god, it's the exact same thing. 2 thugs march me along, still holding me by the arms. Can't believe she was in a place like that. Now talk about giving us the runaround. Can't figure out what they're talking about. A place like what? Giving them the runaround. Do you know me? The 2 men look at each other. Wait, are you the other one? One of them peers closely into my face. What are you talking about? What do you mean a place like... I stop as a sudden idea comes to me. Hold on, are you talking about that storehouse? The men look utterly confused. What are you talking about? Oh my god! Do y'all ever just... The person you abduct is the wrong person and you're like, wait, what, huh? Huh? Everybody is group confusion. Everybody's like, what the fuck is happening? I explained that I've lost my memory. This seems to make them pretty anxious. We gotta report this. One of the men takes out his cell phone and makes a call. He informs whoever's on the other end that I've lost my memory. I have no idea what's going on. Based on what I can follow from the conversation though, it seems that these were the people who put me in the storehouse. But why had they done that? One of the guys asked if I was the other one. What could that possibly mean? Could it be? They abduct me because they mistook me for someone else? If so, who? A twin! A twin, that's who! Why do you think so many people are getting you guys mixed up today? You were in the same location! The more I try to think, the more muddled this all gets. Calm down. Just calm down. Let's think of what we know. Okay, you woke up in the storehouse. What I do know for sure is that I woke up inside that storehouse. And that's evidently because I took a blow to my head, and that's the cause of my amnesia. Hold on, that's strange. If these people had kidnapped me before, why wasn't the storehouse, well, locked? Seems pretty sloppy if they wanted to keep someone confined. Ah, this must be what Tanaka was saying, that the lock was broken. That's why he was on the phone and he was like, fuck, the lock was broken. Maria got away or something like that. Yeah. Okay, what could this all possibly mean? It's no use. I haven't the foggiest. None of this makes any sense at all. Let go of her. I craned my neck to see who spoke. It's the man with the cane who was at the security office. Who the hell are you? One of my captors barks. I said let her go. Did you not hear? But the man with the cane's on my side now? What's happening? What the fuck is happening? The man with the cane pulls out a gun from his suit pocket. Get lost. This isn't worth dying over. The two men take a few steps back and then bolt out of the alleyway. Who are you? My voice trembles slightly. Guess he's not here. The man takes a quick look around. He? Do you mean Mr. Yanagashita? All that matters is that he's not here. Gun in hand, the man slowly approaches. Hitomi Osawa, I know you've done nothing wrong. Kane guy got the wrong twin too! Everybody getting the wrong damn twin! Goddamn, guys! Goddamn! I'm sorry, my name is Tama. What? I feel a jolt of surprise at the name. Hitomi Osawa? Is that my name? Is it Maria's turn? Are you a friend or an I really can't understand. Man. Face of a mask of stone. The man points the gun at my head. Please, no hard feelings. Am I dead? To be continued, I bet. Bet. It's Maria's turn. Yeah, I knew it! Achi had it every single chapter. Every single fucking chapter was Achi ending with the guy with the cane. But now he's confused. The guy with the cane is confused. He doesn't know which twin he's fucking going after, and now it's Maria's turn. Maria's turn. I like how she keeps changing outfit though. That's really nice. It's cute. Okay, so she's at to be continued. Osawa's at keep out to be continued. To be continued. Let's try to finish Achi. They were in the same location. So it's just Achi and Minorikawa now. Achi is halfway through. Minorikawa, we haven't done anything at all. And then Osawa is at a keep out. Let's see. Achi took the escalator down to the 3rd floor, and there was Hitomi, standing right in the open, as if he'd been searching for her after he'd been searching for her high and low. Oh yeah. This is where he gets confused with who it is. This is Maria. Then she'll run away, and then that's where we continue from. She'd be like, sayonara. Couldn't just leave her alone. Kidnappers might be closing in. Tried to follow her. Please don't be the stairs. She went to the elevator, I swear. Okay, we're good. We're safe. He lost track of her somewhere near the elevators. What's her deal? Unsure of what else he should do, he headed back down to the rendezvous point on the 2nd floor. When he arrived, he spotted Hitomi heading down the escalator ahead of him. Hitomi! Achi shouted, but his voice vanished into the noise of the crowd. She disappeared onto the 1st floor. Damn it! That must actually be Hitomi. Achi rushed down the escalator. He took the steps 2, 3, 5 at a time. He made it to the 1st floor and looked around. There was Hitomi about to take a different escalator back up. Why is she doing it? The wrong twin, bro! The wrong twin! He waved his arms to get her attention, but she didn't notice and headed right back up. Down, up, what the heck is she thinking? Achi sped around and got upward on the escalator. Out of my way, come on! He shoved people around aside as he ran up the moving stairs. Bro. But he saw no sign of Hitomi when he reached the 2nd floor. He'd lost track of her completely. Oh, come on, this is ridiculous. Achi's shoulders slumped. He felt exhausted, but he kept up his search, scouring one floor after the other until he eventually made it down to the 2nd basement level. Had she grown too impatient waiting for Kanan and went off searching for the blue minivan again? I think I can handle myself from here. He thought back to what Hitomi had said earlier. Damn it, she's not gonna be okay by herself. He pounded his fist into the wall in frustration. Please stop! That was Hitomi's voice. Hitomi! Ah, there we go, finally. Achi moved faster than he could think. Achi! She called back. A pair of thugs grabbed her by both of her arms. Achi stomped his way towards them. Get your hands off of her, he shouted. Huh? What's it to you, pal? The older of the two, a middle-aged fellow, turned to Achi with a sneer. He looked familiar somehow. Hitomi shook herself free of the men and ran over to Achi. It's no use trying to act tough, buddy. We're just trying to get back what we're owed. Don't make us have to go get rough with you. She's not even wearing the same clothes. Yeah, it's not possible. How are you gonna change clothes over and over again? What, you're owed? Hitomi, do you owe people money? No, I don't. They just came after me and started going on about 2 million yen. She looked just as baffled as the situation as Achi was. Look, if you're gonna blame someone, blame your boss, the older man said. He gestured to the lackey. A feral gleam flashed in the young punk's eyes. It was the look of a man who couldn't resist dishing out a beatdown. He brought up his fist and shifted his feet, shadowboxing a few quick jabs with his left hand. It looked to Achi like the guy was an experienced boxer. Hold on, Hitomi said. What do you mean, my boss? Say what? Yanagashita, who the hell do you think? The young punk shuffled closer, his fist still menacing. Then, his expression changed. Hey. Hold on. Are you Achi Endo? Oh my god. Ain't no fucking way, of course. Are you Achi Endo? Fuck. Yeah, that's right. Ain't that lucky. Getting to throw down with you like this. The punk sounded pleased indeed. I've heard all sorts of rumors about you, you know? Let's see how true they are. Achi didn't like his chances in a straight-up fight with a trained boxer. What should he do? Can we run for it? He had to run. He reached behind himself and grabbed Hitomi by the arm. Keeping his eyes fixed on his opponent, he took a careful step back. Running away, huh? Coward! The punk was quick to close the gap Achi had just made. Achi didn't care if he was a coward or not. All he cared about was making sure Hitomi was safe. Fair. Suddenly, the elevator doors opened before them. A miserable-looking older man stood in the elevator. At the sight of him, the punk's face went red with rage. Ain't no way again! You, Toyama! Hi! Going up! Oh my god, he just shut... The man in the elevator hurriedly closed the doors. The two thugs rushed towards him, but the elevator had already begun heading back upwards. Come on, after him! The older man shouted. The young punk raced up the stairs. You stay right where you are, the older fellow added, glaring at Hitomi. Toyama low-key saving everyone by being a distraction. It's so true, though. Then he followed after his lackey. Does he really think we're dumb enough to just wait here? Achi scoffed. Bros, what the hell is happening? This damn shopping center! I'm going absolutely fucking insane. The shopping center is going nuts right now. Hachi, I've been looking all over for you. Hitomi gave him an angry swat on the chest. For me? What are you talking about? You weren't waiting where you said you'd be. Yeah, because you went up to another floor. What do you mean? I went right where you said, on the second floor. Huh? This wasn't quite adding up. The second floor? What are you talking about? Can someone please piece together that the twins were both here? You went up to the third floor. No, I didn't. Wait, what? None of this makes any sense. Achi felt like his brain was getting scrambled. Well, anyway, at least I found you safe and sound. Yeah. Two smiled at one another. We just let it go. We just moved on. We just went like, huh, well, guess that's that. Not like I saw someone who could be your doppelganger or twin or anything. Like, wow, he told me, come on. You literally grew up with a twin, for real. Huh? What's with those clothes? Hitomi's new outfit was completely different from the clothes she had on earlier. I tried on a few things, but wound up deciding on this. You tried on other stuff? Ah, okay, that explains it, Achi said. At least things now sort of made sense. No! No, he's writing it off as her not being ready and still changing her clothes. What the fuck, man? That's nice, you know? What is? Your clothes, I mean. They look good on you. Thank you. Wow, I'm actually blushing now. Kinda made me blush to say it. Achi and Hitomi shyly avoided each other's eyes. Oh, so hey, Achi said, eager to change the subject. Do you still have that magazine? Oh, right, yeah. I was just about to throw it away, but I couldn't. How come? I haven't been able to find the right kind of receptacle. Newspapers and magazines are supposed to be kept separate from normal trash, right? He told me he scanned their surroundings for a suitable bin. Wait, are you serious? Yeah. You're thinking about proper recycling now of all times? Is that weird? Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I think you might just be perfect. Ashi found himself blushing even harder now. Oh my god, it's all about the recycling, boys. Tama! Sudden yell snapping out of his embarrassment. The sketchy-looking fellow who had been given her the magazine was scamping down the stairs towards them. Great, Achi said. The weirdo's back. The man ignored him, though, and leaned in close to Hitomi. Ha 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 ha! You do still have it. He snatched the magazine from Hitomi's hands. Yes! Yes, this one hasn't been scratched off yet. God damn it. The man hunkered down on the floor and began scratching away at the scratch card stapled in the centerfold. Wait! Don't let him have that! Another man came swooping out of nowhere and yanked the magazine away. What the fuck? Yanagashida was... Oh my god, what the fuck? It was the older fellow who appeared in the elevator a few minutes before. You can't do that! That's mine! The sketchy-looking man clutched the older newcomer. Let go! No way! I said let go! I said no way! The two were fighting right in front of the exit, keeping Achi and Hitomi from leaving. How'd you like this? The older man shouted, scratching away haphazardly at the ticket. Now it's just a worthless scrap of paper. Ah, my 100,000 yen! You mean my 100,000 yen! Then the middle-aged fellow looked back at the ticket. Oh my god, he scratched! A win! God, what are the odds? Somehow, his random scratching, he happened to land himself a winner. Give it! No way! The two men took off, enraged, engaged in a running battle for the ticket. What the fuck? These guys... What just happened? What's the deal with those two? I'm not sure. Y'all ever just have a romantic moment and then that happens? Achi and Hitomi could only stand there dumbfounded. On the other hand, hey, look at the time, it's almost 3. Oh my god, haha, almost 3 o'clock. The two of them hurried back for the Gigo back entrance. But just as they were nearing the doors, the shutters dropped down in front of them. Whoa, what gives? Can't say I have... Yeah, honestly. The organ music, yeah. Due to maintenance, all entrances other than the main entrance on the first floor have been closed. We apologize for the inconvenience. Customers wishing to leave, please use the main entrance on the first floor. Achi glared at the loudspeaker. It looked like there was no exit through the back after all. I got a really bad preposition about this. You mean premonition. Hitomi had gotten quicker to butt in with her corrections. Holding on to their premonitions, the two hurried their way up the stairwell. Okay, they're on the first floor. As Hitomi tried to head out of the first floor entryway, Achi yanked her back. Careful, what's the matter? It's that guy. Huh? Hitomi's expression stiffened. Slipping behind a nearby pillar, Achi pointed to the man with a cane who was keenly eyeing the shoppers as they came and went. Well, this bites. No way we're getting out with him there. Achi, Hitomi whispered in his ear. Behind us. Achi glanced back and saw the two goons walking in their direction. Uh-oh. If those two caused a scene like before, the assassin would notice them for sure. Aha! The younger punk had spotted them. Damn it, Achi thought, gritting his teeth. Ape! The thuggish pair let out a teensy squeak and then darted off in a different direction, vanishing from view. Oh, it's because of Maria. What the heck? Achi and Hitomi watched them go, unsure of what to make of their sudden retreat. Well, anyway, Achi said after a moment, now we can try to find another way out. Taking Hitomi by the hand, he headed back into the shopping area. Dang, if they just waited, they might have seen Maria. The back entrance on the first floor, that was a no-go. The other emergency exits were locked down. Which meant that the main entrance on the first floor really was the only choke point in or out. It was time for them to meet Kainan. They had to find some way to bust out of here. The pair headed back to the main entrance. They saw the man with a cane again, heading in their direction. He hadn't seen them yet, but there was no way to avoid him if they didn't do something quick. Guess for now, we gotta go up, Achi said to Hitomi. They started racing up the nearest escalator, which was descending from above. My bad, coming through. Please excuse us. They fought and shoved their way past a stream of people riding in the other direction. They could see the second floor now. Achi figured they'd be in the clear once they get there. Cheery! But then a large woman appeared at the top of the escalator heading down. She's the one who'd been in the Chinese restaurant on the 4th floor. The one who supposedly packed an entire buffet into her belly. She was wide enough that Achi and Hitomi would never be able to slip past her. Oh my god, hey, out of the way! Achi shouted, but the young woman ignored him. Achi tried to push past, but he just bounced off of her. They were drifting inevitably back down towards the first floor. It was like they were riding a conveyor belt that was delivering them right to the assassin. Cheery's face! Hell yeah. This was not good. If they didn't do something soon, they'd... Wait a sec. Something must have caught the assassin's eye. Achi saw him suddenly rush outside. There's no telling what had just happened, but now was the chance to escape. Achi and Hitomi raced out the door. Nice. It worked out! I'm gonna drink some water. Outside, the man with the cane was nowhere to be seen. Looks like we're safe. Achi let out a sigh. For now, someone said, keep your eyes open. Oh, there she is. The sudden words made the two turn around with a start. Kanan was standing right behind him. She'd gotten this close and neither of them had noticed a thing. She moved with all the skill of an assassin. Achi felt a chill shoot through him. Alright, that must be his to be continued. Oh my gosh, that fucking shopping center, man. All that was missing was Kano and Osawa. If everyone was there, that would have been nuts. Can't believe we have both twins walking around and nobody knows. Much progress? Hell yeah! We have both twins running around wherever and nobody's putting two and two together. They're wearing different clothes, they're acting differently. I mean, they're acting completely differently and then nobody's like, I don't know, Mo. I don't know, though. Minorikawa, let's go! I feel like my voice is starting to get tired, but no! No! Oh my god! No! Perfect. Perfect. That's exactly what I was saying. Minorikawa's cry of despair echoed throughout the cafe. His laptop monitor stared back at him, black and empty. Don't you die on me, buddy! He jabbed his finger sharply at the screen. But the computer gave no response, looking well and truly dead. What the hell? Minorikawa pounded his fist on the table. This would be a worst-case scenario even if he weren't desperately pressed for time. Guess I have to write my hand then. He rummaged through inside his bag and pulled out a notebook. I can still do this! He shouted, doing his best to psych himself up for the task ahead. I will still do this! Excuse me, sir. The waitress appeared timidly beside him. What? Minorikawa snapped, his pen still flying across the paper. Sir, if you could please quiet down. My damn computer just broke. If I'm allowed to scream or two? Minorikawa was in no state of mind to be quiet. If it weren't for the deadline he was racing to meet, he'd probably gone on screaming until he passed out. Your computer is broken, you say? The waitress peered at the monitor. Yeah, look! It suddenly stopped displaying anything. Could it be that the battery is just dead? Minorikawa sat bolt upright. That's it! The waitress flinched at Minorikawa's finger jabbed towards her face. I hadn't considered that possibility. Hey, let me plug it in somewhere. There's an outlet right there, sir. She pointed at an outlet right by Minorikawa's feet, making no attempt to hide her exasperation. It sprang to life as normal. Alright then. So, now that that's all sorted, would you kindly please be quiet, sir? Don't talk to me, you're interfering with my writing. He's already begun writing, oh my god. Minorikawa's fingers had already begun dancing across his keyboard. With a sigh, the waitress disappeared and went back into the kitchen. Oh yeah, now we're talking. His fingers picked up speed as he went about touch typing. This means he's typing at a keyboard without looking at the keys. Okay. Pros and cons of surveillance cameras. Proprietor of outdated electronics shop oversees high-tech camera system. Bedlam at bogus weight loss drink sales demo. Bankrupted organizer remains undiscouraged. Now Minorikawa's spirits were riding high. His writing rolled along at a brisk pace. Sir. It was the waitress again, her voice yanking Minorikawa right out of his soaring mood. Sir, now what? Has the President of the United States agreed to give me a one-on-one interview? The waitress's eyes went wide with confusion. Huh? Because unless it's something important, do not speak to me right now. She was undeterred. Sir, if you could please be a little quieter. Minorikawa's fingers ceased their rattling across the keys. Just what sound do you have a problem with? All I've been doing is writing a copy. Well, for the last while, you've actually been talking while you write, sir. Talking? Minorikawa tilted his head while in confusion. Yes, you've been talking about an electronics store and some bogus weight loss drink. I assume that's what you're writing about? You're saying I've been narrating my copy aloud while writing it? That's right, sir. Other customers sitting nearby were openly snickering. Well, so what? He snapped. He was red in the face now. You should all be delighted that you get to hear what I'm writing before the magazine goes to print. Well, sir, actually, one of our customers has been complaining. Complaining? Of all the nerve, who was it and where are they? Minorikawa scanned all the other patrons, many of whom were unsuccessfully trying to hide their laughter. It was me. Oh my god! Oh my god, it's Rumi's dad! The grumpy older fellow who'd been making a scene earlier. Bogus diet fads, peeping security cameras, reminds me of that sleazy tabloid 4-star general gossip I hate so much. Oh, you seem to know a lot about it for something you hate so much. The man's face twisted up with scorn. Your behavior is bothering everyone in here, he said. Do you not understand that? No, I don't. Huh. Guess a reporter who writes nothing but nonsense prefers nonsense in everything he does. Minorikawa could feel his blood boiling. What was that? Go on and say that again. Oh, gladly. Nonsense, filth, codswallop, flim-flam! You bastard! How dare you! Minorikawa stormed over at the man's table. Flim-flam indeed. A lot of top-tier faces in this game, for real. Flim-flam, bogus or insincere content. Oh my god. Everyone facing death in the face, Minorikawa's just dealing with an empty battery. Yeah, for real. No, that was still death in the face. You know, he still needs to write all of this for Toyama's sake. Oh my god, the waitress is trying so hard to pull him back. Just who are you calling Flim Flam? The other man stood up and glowered in Minorikawa's face. You utterly lack any manners or sense of decency, for starters. There's a dude who fell over completely from his table and his chair. Dog, what happened to him? I have plenty of manners and decency. I also happen to have a deadline. Bah, that's a flim-flam artist like you has a worth ethic. Stop calling me a flim-flam! The waitress inserted herself between the two men. Gentlemen, please, stop fighting. I demand that you remove this man at once, the older fellow barked. He's the one you should be kicking out, Minorikawa shot back. By now, he was ready to go for this guy's throat. Please, the waitress pleaded. Both of you return to your seats. She grabbed Minorikawa and began to forcibly drag him back to his table. Alright then. We'll do it for the sake of everything. Okay, just calm down. Minorikawa did his best to swallow his pride. Whatever, he huffed. I don't have time for this anyway. He stalked back to his seat. The other man snorted and sat down with a scowl. Yeah, let's not stir up trouble with Rumi's dad. He might leave. The needless interruption, just when he'd finally gotten to writing mode, had all but killed Minorikawa's motivation. He decided he needed to take a breather. He turned to the waitress. One spaghetti Napolitan, please. With tomato ketchup. He might not have a lot of time to spare, but working on an empty stomach wouldn't do him any favors. While waiting for his order to come out, he decided to read back over the copy he'd written so far. When he looked back at the monitor, the screen was black yet again. Looking down at his feet, he saw that the power cable was now unplugged. Hey, what kind of cafe are you people running here? He shouted. The waitress hurried over, looking combative. Sir, you yanked that out yourself when you stood up earlier. What? A likely story. It's the truth, sir. Minorikawa pointed at one of the customers sitting next to him. Is she telling the truth? Did I really yank my power cord out myself? The man nodded sheepishly. Oh, it's the guy who fell out of his chair earlier. Okay. Yeah, well, that's the outlet's fault for being someplace where it unplugs so easily, Minorikawa squawked. The waitress marched away, head held high. Just make sure the spaghetti's delicious, Minorikawa shouted after her. Do that and I'll consider us even. Oh, and loaded with cheese. Lots of cheese. He plugged the power cord back in and let out a heavy sigh. In all his writing fervor, he hadn't thought to save his work. Oh my god, press save, bro. He was probably gonna have to rewrite most of what he'd done. Yeah, it's very nice for not kicking him out. I'm sure he would have gotten kicked out long ago, if not. Excuse me. Minorikawa looked up to see a young woman standing there. I'm so sorry, she said. About my father? She gave a tiny bow. Your father? Oh, the rude old man? He's just a little worked up right now. Please don't make him any mind. So what, you waiting on your boyfriend? Huh? The woman was taken aback. I happened to hear you two arguing earlier. Would have been about 2 hours ago? Oh, I see. An awkward, embarrassed smile came to the woman's face. I thought he was going to ask my father for permission to marry me, so we've been waiting for him, but he still hasn't shown up? No. He must be really busy. She cast her eyes down sadly. Minorikawa took a better look at her. She was gorgeous. A woman with her looks wasn't something he saw every day, that was for sure. Say, would you mind talking with me for a bit? He asked. Me? Yeah. I kinda need to turn my mood around here. Well, okay, at least until my father gets back.
The woman cast an anxious look towards the restrooms. What's your name? Rumi. She sat across from him. Wait a second, aren't you? Minorikawa peered at Rumi's face. One of those twins that was chosen as Miss Midoriyama? Rumi shook her head. No, not me. No. Darn, didn't think I'd be that lucky. He took a sip of his now cold coffee. I do know the girls you're talking about, though, Rumi said. No, dog, no! Minorikawa spat out his coffee in surprise. Rumi squeaked in alarm as the spray splattered her face, but Minorikawa leaned in unconcerned. Bro, you mean it? You really know them? Yes, Rumi replied. The one you're talking about, the Osawa twins, right? He got out a handkerchief and wiped the coffee from her face as she spoke. Osawa, huh? Minorikawa glanced down at the project proposal on the table. Sexy squared twins share top prize at local university beauty contest. Midoriyama Academy, Maria and Hitomi Osawa. Yeah, that's right. The Osawa twins. I actually won Miss Midoriyama myself a few years ago. This year I served as one of the judges. Minorikawa adopted a self-satisfied pose. Guess I really was born under the right sign to be a freelancer. The leads just come to me. Sure, Rumi muttered. Let's talk basics then. Tell me what you know about these girls. Well, I don't really know them personally. She continued to dab at the coffee in her face. But, now that you ask, I do remember hearing that they'd entered the contest separately. Wait, separately? Now Minorikawa was a bit confused. Yes, that's right. I assumed they'd entered as a pair, but apparently not. I wonder why. I mean, they're twins. Don't they look alike, wear the same clothes, do everything together, and say all the same things at the same time and all that stuff? Rumi chuckled and shook her head. No, not at all. Besides, these two aren't identical. They're fraternal twins, she said. Okay, they happen to look very closely alike, but they don't have the same blood type. Oh, so their only difference is their blood type. Okay. Although at a glance, they do look very similar. Still, how should I put this? They both give off a very different impression. Oh? Now that sounds interesting. Mind explaining what you mean? Minorikawa opened his memo pad. I talked to them briefly after the award ceremony. The older sister struck me as really energetic, but the younger one was more quiet and reserved. Minorikawa's investigative senses were tingling. I wouldn't figure a shy girl would want to enter a campus beauty contest. No, I suppose not. Yeah. Only Hitomi has Bombay blood. Maybe. Yeah, I don't suppose you've got anything juicier? Minorikawa asked. Rumi frowned. Would you like to go ask them yourself, she said. They don't live very far from here. Whoa, hold the phone! Minorikawa could hardly believe what had fallen into his lap. The advance info on the project proposal had mentioned that the girls were students at Midoriyama, but hadn't given an actual address. If he could talk to them directly, now that would pay dirt. You know where they live? Well, not exactly. I just heard that they lived in Shoto. Aha, Shoto. That wasn't far away. A car or a motorcycle could get there in about 10 minutes. It'd be quicker than going to Midoriyama Academy, and he'd be able to meet with the girls themselves. Minorikawa flashed a quick look towards the restroom, and it looked like Rumi's father had just gone back. Sorry, she said. I should be going. No problem, and thank you. Rumi gave him a quick nod and hurried back to her seat. No, wait, the one with the Bombay blood is like the sister of Achi, right? Not Hitomi. It's Achi's sister. Minorikawa grabbed the directory from the public phone and flipped through the pages. To his surprise, there were only 5 listings for the name Osawa with addresses in Shoto. There was neither a Maria or Hitomi, but he hadn't expected there to be. He'd need to find their parents. Wasting no time, he called up the first Osawa on the list. Bingo! Oh, he was the one! He was the mysterious fucking caller who just went like, are you the father of Hitomi Osawa? Are you the father of Maria Osawa? Bro, he was the one. Bingo. Minorikawa couldn't help but pump his fist in excitement. He'd gotten the right place on his first try. Way to go, me. He committed the house number listed in the phone book to memory. Just then, the waitress reappeared with a disgruntled expression and Minorikawa's order of spaghetti Napolitan. Here you are, sir. Yo, that's a lot of cheese. You literally made a mountain. It looks so good, though. Oh? The pasta was piled high with an impressive mound of grated cheese. It almost looked like a miniature mountain of snow. You did say lots of cheese, sir, the waitress told him. She set down a canister of cheese and a bottle of Tabasco. That will kill Chi. Yeah, this for real. This, and I will be sick. Just this, I'll be sick for like the next 3 or 4 days. Oh, this looks good, Minorikawa exclaimed. He twirled some spaghetti up with his fork and shoved it into his mouth. The slightly sour sweetness of the ketchup blended perfectly with the mellow flavor of the cheese. That is tasty. There's nothing like a satisfying grub to lift the spirits. He turned back to his laptop, still wolfing down the spaghetti. Alright, we're back in action. Let's do this! Yet again, he unthinkingly blurted out his words aloud as he slipped back into writing mode. I've got this, I've got this! With ketchup smeared around his mouth, he set his fingers tapping away at the keys. The waitress let out another groan of dismay. Bro, this picture! Huh, you say something? Minorikawa glanced in her direction, but the waitress faked a smile. No, sir, don't think so. Yeah, well, then go away. You're distracting me. The moment he looked away, she clenched her fist in indignation. Nothing, sir. Good luck with your work, sir. I don't need luck. I've got this. Eyes jumping back and forth between the pasta and the computer, Minorikawa got to work on his copy once more. Before long, he was oblivious to every sound in the cafe around him. I can't believe they had that back and forth. When he finally snapped out of writing mode, he glanced at his watch. It was 2:20. Almost time for him to head to his next interview. Better get a move on. That would be the theater troupe, yeah? Kimizuka's taxi came by just as Minorikawa was hurrying out of the cafe. Wow, what a pleasant surprise, Minorikawa called out. Nice timing, my man. Kimizuka's startled look quickly vanished behind an expression of professional resignation. Do you need a ride, sir? You know it, Minorikawa replied. First, head to Shoto. Then I'll need to get to Sakuragaoka. He cast his gaze out at the sights of the city. Minorikawa mulled over his plan for the next part of the day. First, he'd interview the Miss Midoriyama girls. Then he'd meet up with the head of the theater troupe. In order to leave himself enough time to write his copy, that meant, I'd like to get this all wrapped up in 20 minutes, he said. Can you make that happen? Kimizuka flashed a grin. That will incur a special fare, sir. Oh, special, Minorikawa said as he settled in his seat. I love that word. Oh my god, what the fuck? Minorikawa finally escapes the cafe arc. Yeah. She permanently in the sad mode, yeah. Sick. Oh my god. This taxi driver is like, he's having the time of his life. Driving Minorikawa around this whole day. Kimizuka stepped on the gas. It's like the whole follow that taxi, and it's like, I've been waiting my whole life for this, sir. Shibuya was a town of contrasts. It was a town of young people, unpretentious, energetic. The Scramble intersection and center guide perfectly conveyed that vibrancy. However, if one turned right at the 109 building and headed down the Bunkamura Dori, the whole town's atmosphere changed. It becomes peaceful again? Shoto was indeed one of Tokyo's most upscale residential districts. Wherever one looked, there were stately manor houses, giving off an imposing air, sending the message that this was no place for the common folks. Right here's fine. Minorikawa directed Kimizuka to pull over. Wait here for me. I'll be right back. Hopping out of the taxi, he checked the nameplates of the nearby homes. Ah, here we go. He spotted a nameplate that read Osawa. Kenji Osawa, huh? The name nagged at him somehow. It had been in the back of his mind ever since he'd seen it at the phone book at the cafe. Had he heard it someplace before? He walked up to the gate and pressed the button for the intercom. Here we go! Even the little chime it made when it pressed sounded elegant. Minorikawa waited, but there was no response. He looked at his watch. It was 2:30 now. His interview with Shinosuke, or Eye of the Wandering Angels, was supposed to have started already. Oh look, it's episode 3 of the Wandering Angels thing. So they were able to get out of his apartment. Then, when all the players had finally assembled, the troupe proceeded one last rehearsal for showtime. But again, tragedy struck. Mondo came down with food poisoning after eating his lunch. He was rushed to the hospital in the ambulance, and the Angels were once again lacking an actor for the key role of Shido. Ori was on the verge of panic. Finally, however, he came up with a solution. Novice actor Takuya Amo, age 31, would take on the part. Continued in episode 4. Still, he wanted to meet with the twins first if it was possible. He had to make a choice. We're not gonna meet up with them. Like, let's be real. Let's head to his next interview. Suddenly, a man's voice came through the intercom. Yes, who is it? He sounded rather guarded. It's Minorikawa. Where might I know you from, Mr. Minorikawa? You know, here and there. I mean, there's only really one Minorikawa. Are you playing games with me? I don't have time for that. Please, just open up. There's no way I'm letting you in. This discussion was getting them nowhere. Minorikawa decided he'd have to take the direct approach. Look, just hold your horses. I'm here for an interview. You got that? An interview? He'd taken the bait. Most folks could hardly resist the word interview. That's right. A piece for the 4-star general gossip. Wait. This is for one of those kinds of articles? The man sounded angry now. What do you mean, those kinds of articles? I'm just looking for an interview. Like hell you are. I'm not talking to anyone from the gossip. You're not the one I'm here to talk to. I want an interview for your twin daughters. My daughters? No parent would deny a chance to word of their achievement, their children a chance for word of their achievements to spread. I understand they won a shared prize for a beauty contest at the Midoriyama Academy. Wouldn't mind interviewing them, then Intercom cut out before Minorikawa could finish. Hey, what gives? I'm begging out here, on my hands and knees. He wasn't actually on his hands and knees, but whoever was on the other end couldn't see that. Well, they could, but okay. If your daughters aren't home, can you at least tell them can you at least tell them I want to get in touch with them? He wasn't even using the intercom now. He was just shouting over the gate. A man stepped out of the front door. Give me your business card, he said. I'll have them get in touch with you later. A man had somewhat stricken look on his face. This had to be Kenji Osawa then. Wait, hold on. Osawa? Now Minorikawa recognized him. This was Kenji Osawa, preeminent virologist that worked for Akashi Pharmaceutical. 4-star General Gossip had run a scandalous article on him in the past. Minorikawa remembered reading it. He held his business card out, and Osawa snatched it from him. The virologist started to head back into his house. Please see that they get back to me, Mr. Osawa, Minorikawa shouted after him. Then he noticed something odd. It was the middle of the afternoon, but every window in the house had its curtains drawn. That, combined with Osawa's demeanor, had set off alarm bells in Minorikawa's head. He knew he was onto something, but he couldn't linger at the Osawa residence any longer than he already had. He needed to get to that theater, ASAP. He hurried back to the taxi and told Kimizuka to go. Alright then. We made it, I hope. A few minutes later, the rear tires skidded sharply as the cab came to a stop beside a different curb. The trip from Shota to the theater in Sakuragaoka had taken almost no time at all. Here we are, sir, Kimizuka announced. Wow, that was fast. Still, Minorikawa was at least 5 minutes behind schedule. He'd hope he'd still be able to get the interview with Ori. Keep out. Keep out? How? Nande? I guess it's this? Jump Minorikawa? I didn't jump last time, right? There you go. Maybe this is it. Yeah, there you go. So that means the Osawa jump is gonna be in Minorikawa's story, I suppose? I didn't see it anywhere else. Minorikawa got out his wallet out of his jacket to pay the driver. Oh no, Kimizuka said, waving a hand. Don't worry about the fare. Huh? Why not? There's still plenty left over from what you paid me earlier, sir. That's what I meant by special fare. That's right, he paid Kimizuka a whole 10,000 yen earlier for taking him to Endo Electronics. But, I mean, I'm not the sort of person to keep the change, as it were, Kimizuka said. Minorikawa felt a surge of pride at those words. You're my kind of guy, Mr. Kimizuka. A man on the job can always count on Hachiro Kimizuka's taxi. The driver grinned. Now go on, go! Thank you! I have a feeling we'll meet again. I swear, if he uses the same taxi the whole day, it's gonna be so insane. As Minorikawa entered the theater lobby, he saw a bunch of flower bouquets, patrons, and gifts of appreciation. Along the names of the senders were celebrities he recognized. Evidently, the Wandering Angels were a pretty popular acting troupe. Oh, here's episode 4. Novice actor Takuya Amo, despite his nervousness, gave a creditable performance as the production got underway. But as the show continued, his inexperience became apparent. He went on stage for the big wire action scene, having forgotten to attach himself to the rigging. Tozuka was quick to act, rushing on stage in the improvised role of assassin with an Edo accent #1, and fixing the rope to Amo's back during the confusion. Wow. The people were setting out pamphlets and flyers nearby on a nearby table. There was a palpable tension in the air. The crew seemed skittish as they went about their work. "He's late!" someone shouted all of a sudden. A man over in one corner of the lobby, railing angrily at no one in particular. "Why the hell hasn't that journalist shown up yet for the interview?" Looks like he'd been waiting on Minorikawa then. "What's his deal pulling all this while we're busy?" "Guess that's Shinosuke Oarai." "I've been busy myself," Minorikawa said, keeping his composure. "Trust me, I know how it goes." "Huh? Who the hell are you?" "I'm the guy you've been waiting for, Mr. Oarai." "Oarai? Bruh." The man glared at him. "It's Oarai," he said. "Anyway, I'm Minorikawa. Sorry to keep you waiting. Though really, the short wait was a small price to pay for the chance to be interviewed by me." "Well, I hope you appreciate how valuable my time is now that you're taking it," snapped Oarai. "Well, someone sure has a high opinion of himself," Minorikawa replied. He marched up to Oarai. "Damn right I do! I'm Shinosuke Oarai!" The theater man got right up in Minorikawa's face. "Like anyone even cares!" A jolt of tension sparked between the two men. Oh my god! Oh my god! There's the jump for Osawa. We'll continue this though. But the girl in the middle is just like, "Wait a minute, guys. Chill, chill, chill." I beg your pardon," a woman interrupted. "But Mr. Orai does have a schedule to keep." "And who are you, Miss Sukozawa?" Sorry, I misread that. "Sukozawa. I'm the producer." "Well, listen, Sue." Oh my god. "I'm in the middle of an interview here, so please don't interrupt." "What? That's how you conduct an interview?" "That's right. That's how I roll." "Look, whatever," Orai growled. "Let's just do this already. Fine by me." The two men sat down opposite ends of the table at the lobby. But Sukozawa... Yeah, you know what, Sue? I'm having a hard time. I keep reading like Suzo instead of Suko. Sukozawa spoke up again. "Mr. Orai, don't forget the meeting you have after this." "Yeah, handle that, would you?" Minorikawa let out a derisive snort. It's like you're holding court," he said. "Do people actually hang around you with that kind of attitude?" "You have no right to judge my acting troupe." Minorikawa straightened up in his chair, a mocking smile on his lips. "Oh, so it's your acting troupe, huh?" he said. "Why not just play all the roles yourself? Heck, you could even be your own audience." How dare you?" Orai rose to his feet and made to leave, but Sukozawa herded him back down into his chair. Minorikawa continued as if he hadn't heard. "Just what is it that you do anyway?" he asked. Orai raised an incredulous eyebrow. "You don't know?" "No, why should I?" "You came to an interview without knowing anything about who you were interviewing?" "Yep." "That's it! Get out!" Orai roared and pointed angrily toward the exit. "How dare an unmannered clod like you come in here and waste my time?" "Hey, who's unmannered now? I came all the way out here to hear your story, didn't I? Why don't you get out?" Minorikawa pointed to the exit as well. "What the hell should I have to leave?" Orai demanded. "This is my house!" "Oh my god, it's your house?" "Oh no, it's just jargon, theater jargon, okay." "Look, just get out!" This time, both yelled and pointed towards the exit in unison. Sue quickly interposed herself between them, forcing a smile. "Gentlemen, please calm down," she said, then turned to Minorikawa. "You should be aware that Mr. Orai used to be a broadcast writer." "Ah, okay. He's responsible for a lot of big hits." "You don't need to mention that," Orai grumbled. Nonetheless, Sue rattled off on the names of several shows. Minorikawa did recognize many of them. He murmured. "So how come you're running a failing theater now?" "Failing?" Orai went red in the face. "I'm not wrong, am I? You're absolutely the rudest person I've ever met. Why would a rank amateur like yourself know about theater?" Orai's face was dark with rage. But Minorikawa didn't back down. "Listen, this has nothing to do with how well your theater is or isn't doing," he snapped. "The television world wouldn't accept you, so in order to retain your pride as an entertainer, you started doing theater. Isn't that so?" "Oh, thank you for the follow, Casual Corn. Thank you. Don't act like you know anything. I've staked my entire life on the theater. It seemed as if Orai might throw a punch at any moment. Sure, a city theater might seem small time compared to TV, but you get a lot more response from it. Response? Oh, that sounds interesting. Darn right, Orai exclaimed. As you can see from up on the stage, you can see it up on the stage. The audience, you can see their faces. There was a passion in Orai's voice now. You can really feel it. When the audience is enjoying themselves, you can feel that energy. You can't get that from doing television. Thinking back on it now, my time spent working on TV. Let's see. What's a good analogy? It's like being handed a towel that's already damp. No, that's not right. Okay, so a better analogy would be, and without further preamble, Orai began talking about his tribulations back in the broadcast writer days. What even is Minorikawa's story? Oh my god. I don't know what his story about this guy is supposed to be, but if it's about this guy's life and why he's working as a theater dude, then it somehow worked out. Like his interview style is really whack. It's really out there, but it's somehow working. Okay, I don't know how, but it did. If it works, it works. Minorikawa smiled inwardly. Hey, wait a minute. I'm back. My tracking is back. The interview promptly ended after 15 minutes, the time that they had been promised. Both men emerged from it as if from a daze. Minorikawa found himself staring at Orai in the face, shaking him by the hand. So what kind of story did I just get? He asked, half speaking to himself. You heard about one man and his life, and I have to admit, it was a good interview. Oh my god! Thanks. You have my gratitude. With a satisfied smile, Minorikawa closed his notebook. Right. Glad to hear it then. Orai inclined his head, looking a little bit bewildered. A flustered Tsukuzawa interrupted. Mr. Minorikawa, wasn't this interview for a piece about the performance? Huh? Minorikawa blinked. It's just that you were only asking about Mr. Orai and not about the performance itself, Tsukuzawa said. I see what you mean. Actually, I came for a piece that I'm going to be writing called Where Are They Now? Washed Up Broadcast Writer Showcase. I washed up? Or I was red in the face all over again. You bastard, how dare you? Forget everything I just told you. I do not give you permission to use it in your magazine. You're too late. What? I've already heard your whole story. You should be grateful that I'll be writing a piece on it. You bastard! With a wild look on his eyes, Orai snatched up the hammer and the stage crew had left nearby. God. No! You shouldn't have said that. You should have just said that you were writing about his life. Oh my god. Wait, I guess? Shut up! Orai waved the hammer menacingly. Hit me, bro! Oh my god. The attack came to a sudden halt as the ringtone startled him out of his fury. Hold on a moment, Minorikawa said brightly. I have to take this. He whipped out his cell phone. Hello, Minorikawa speaking. This is Osawa. Wow, he called back a lot sooner than Minorikawa expected. Have your daughters come home then? No. Actually, there's a favor I'd like to ask of you. A favor? Minorikawa thought back to his visit to the Osawa residence. Drawn curtains, the stricken look on Osawa's face, Minorikawa's instincts had sensed something significant was going on. Apparently, getting the full story wasn't going to come without some cost. A favor, huh? Is it something urgent? I'll pay whatever I have to. I just need you to look into something as quickly as possible. His voice had the telltale desperation of a man who had been backed into a corner. Alright, Minorikawa said. I can help you out for a little while. Oh my god! Bro really just stopped his attack. He really stopped because of the phone call. He's letting Minorikawa take the entire phone call. Osawa hurriedly explained what he was after. The request was a strange one. He wanted Minorikawa to look into a scandalous article that 4-star General Gossip had run about him in the past. What makes this so important? Do I have to say? I mean, you're asking me to look into something without explaining anything. He eyed Orai, lurking nearby with obvious irritation. Minorikawa would need to calm down the erstwhile broadcast writer, or else his interview really would be for naught. He decided to bluff both men at the same time. Let me just say one thing, he said into the phone. He made sure to speak loud and clear so Orai would overhear. I want to tell the world this story. No, I need to tell it. If I don't feel that way about something, no amount of money in the world will get me to write an article on it. That's my pride as a writer at work. Oh, he calmed down. Minorikawa could see Orai's aura of rage fading as he listened. The theater man looked surprised. Whew. Meanwhile, Osawa had decided to open up a bit. Alright, he said. I can't share all the details, but... Okay, he's in a talkative mood now. Good job, Minorikawa. See, this is going fine. The power balance of the entire world might be at stake here, Osawa continued. And I mean that quite literally. I can tell you more after you're done investigating. Wait, was he serious? How could the world's balance of power hinge into looking some alleged marital affair? It's so absurd that Minorikawa had to fight the urge to burst out laughing. A person would need to be out of his mind to believe a story like that. But Minorikawa wasn't the average person. Sometimes the truth was so ridiculous that it was actually stranger than fiction. Osawa wasn't lying. Minorikawa's instincts told him that much. Alright, he said. I'll check the editing department's notes from back then. Minorikawa felt his excitement building. Things were getting really interesting. For the moment, he nearly forgot Toyama and his troubles. Oh my god. That must be our to be continued. Oh wait, not yet. When we leave this place, I guess. When he ended the call, Orai approached him and extended his hand. Listen, your methods might be a little extreme, but I can tell you take pride in your work. Of course I do. Sorry for getting so worked up. I bet you'd write a fine article about me. So please, Mr. Minorikawa, let the world know about me and my half-lived life. Minorikawa took the offered hand and shook it. Leave it to me. Once I'm done with it, you won't just be some washed-up nobody anymore, Mr. Orai. Orai! It's Orai. Minorikawa grinned. Alright, he's off. Off to another story. Minorikawa rushed out of the theater. He'd completed all the interviews that he could before 4 o'clock. Now he had an hour left to write it all up, convince folks from the loan company that the gossip could stay afloat. Ah! He let out a roar, psyching himself up for the final push. Oh wait, no, that should have been more like rah! Or something like that, you know, instead of rah. Like that, I thought he was upset. or like, I thought he was kind of stressed out. Man. Let's see here. I see my tracking died again. Alright then. Alright, to be continued. Osawa, the only one. Oh, wait. The jump. The jump was on Minorikawa. Here we go. We will jump to Osawa. And when we finish Osawa, we're done with this not the story, but like this hour block. My goal. I wanted to push for it, so I'm glad we pushed for it. There's so many things happening right now. Alright. Where is it? Oh wait, no! I missed it! It was hidden inside the thing, right? Shit. I missed it. It was hidden inside the blue term. There we go. Jolt of tension. There. Unlock! Osawa, let's go. Osawa picked up his cell phone and dialed Tanaka's number. The phone rang several times. He listened grimly to the empty mechanical sound, preparing himself for disappointment. What is it? Tanaka's voice sounded coldly in Osawa's ear. The tension was electric. Osawa felt a surge of outrage. He wanted to scream, but he took a deep breath and managed to maintain control. Tanaka? Where are you? Is Maria alright? Tanaka did not reply. The police told me. They said you were connected to the kidnapping. A soft chuckle came from the other end of the line. Ah, well, the police sure do know how to do their jobs. Tanaka's tone was unapologetic. He sounded nothing like the man Osawa thought he knew so well. Why would you do this? Money? Are you having money troubles? Money? Tanaka replied. I suppose that's part of it. Honestly, I doubt you'd understand. Do you have any idea what it's been like for me doing our research together? You're always the one who takes the center stage. The fruits of our success, they're all yours. Even though you couldn't have done any of it without me. The more he said, the more vitriol seethed into his words. Osawa's hand trembled as he clutched the phone. The taker can never understand how it feels to be taken from. You've hoarded so many things for yourself. So I'm taking some of them back. And with that, he hung up. Hey, Tanaka! So he's like jealous or upset, I guess? Osawa dialed the number again, but Tanaka didn't pick up. And he's fed up like, Not getting any credit, I guess. Osawa racked his brain, thinking back on how Tanaka had been acting earlier that day. Had there been anything unusual? Any clue at all, no matter how small? If he could find some hint, maybe he'd be able to find Maria and Hitomi. That was it! I had been suspicious of Tanaka all along. So much that she planted a bug on him and hidden in a tie clip. Her suspicions must have been pretty strong. Wait, Osawa recalled what Kajiwara said. If she's that worried, giving a tie clip as a gift is a bit. The words struck Osawa as odd when he first heard them. I had never given him a tie clip. His heart gave a heavy throb in his chest. It couldn't be. No, it was impossible. The article from 4-Star General Gossip crept back into his mind. Oh my gosh. Talked about a man I had dated before she married Osawa. The man's identity was never revealed. Could it have been Tanaka? You've hoarded so many things for yourself, so I'm taking some of them back. Yeah, that would make sense. Tanaka's cold words took on a new depth of meaning. Osawa felt the foundations of his life begin to crumble. Were Tanaka and I accomplices in all of this? No, wait. Just calm down. Couldn't let himself jump to conclusions. He needed to be more level-headed, and everything depended on it. If the two really were accomplices, why would I have planted a bug on Tanaka? What purpose would that serve? What could it mean? It was no use. Osawa couldn't think of how that made sense. First things first, he needed to establish what the relationship between I and Tanaka really was. I can't believe he got NTR'd like that, bro. In a political marriage. Once he figured that out, he'd be able to get a better handle of the situation. Obviously, he couldn't just go and ask I directly. If she really were involved in all of this, she certainly wouldn't tell him the truth. Can't believe it. It was Tanaka all along. Osawa thought back to the business card he tossed into the trash. He didn't relish the thought of getting help from that scavenging hyena, but now was no time to be picky. If he wasn't able to leave the house, he needed someone else to do the investigating for him. The freelance writer Minoru Minorikawa. He was Osawa's only hope. To be continued. Oh, we finished! We finished the time block! Oh my god, my voice is dying. We finished the time block. We did it! Yes! Now we'll see the trailer for the next one. Oh my gosh. Everyone in Shibuya is going to die. Oh my god. An accident or an attack. No, Minorikawa! He's after Hitomi Osawa. Oh, Yanagashima! How many hours ago was she infected? Bro! It keeps on going! It keeps getting more and more intense. But that's it. That's as far as my voice takes me today. I'm really excited to see how this goes. It looks like there's gonna be a lot more action sequences happening. It looked like Minorikawa got attacked. It looks like Yanagashita is helping Maria somehow? Question mark? Prage for your voice? Yeah, Prage. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We'll be good. There's no stream tomorrow. Perfect. We can rest my voice. All good. Thank you very much for joining today's stream. Lots of progress. I really love it. I mean, like, I know it's mostly just reading, but I really enjoy playing this game. Like, I don't know, the way the mystery unfolds is so fun. I'm really excited to see how it will all end up. Like, I feel like we're almost halfway through the day. What? Like, it's 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. already on the time block. We're halfway through the day, but the mystery just keeps getting deeper and deeper. I'm wondering when things are gonna start like, oh, we're finally achieving something and all that. But I mean, it's not like we weren't achieving something. It's just that I feel like we're getting a lot of more and more questions as we go. But yeah, thank you very much for joining today's stream. See you guys on Thursday for Shashingo. I don't know. It looks very cute. I don't know how interesting it will be as a stream because it's mostly gonna be me probably enjoying the cute atmospheres and like learning Japanese vocabulary. So, but yeah. Bye-bye, everybody. See you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.